All right, everybody, welcome back to PAX Arena. PAX East 2023 is continuing on, and we're going to be moving into the Stream Stars section of the show. It's going to be the very first one we have up here on the PAX Arena stage, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like we said, variety of games and a variety of great personalities up here on the mic. I'm returning as Ajax, of course, with Lyric and Kimona. Again, we mentioned a little bit before in pre-show, but this is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I'm super stoked. Once again, you never really know one, what the games are, and two, how good everybody on the stage is at said game. We don't know. We could probably have the next Stream Star champion and maybe even the next Almost Pro champion in the same person.
Things can be decided so quickly and so unexpectedly in Stream Stars. I got to watch it last year from the crowd at PAX West, and it was a lot of fun seeing people go either like, oh, yes, I play this game all the time, I'm gonna wreck you, and then some people being like, and the next game is this, and they're, oh no. They just know that it's over.
Yeah, the random factor and the all-around gamer reward is going to go to someone today. Not knowing, not being able to prepare for what's coming up, and then still coming out on top is just a showcase of exactly how good you are. The stars are getting ready. They're all getting prepped. I know nerves are probably on the line. There's money on the line. Like you said, pride is on the line, and multiple champions who have been here before. You want to be the one to take them down, and we're going to see which one of them could potentially do that here today.
Yeah, I am super excited to see everybody and how they do everywhere. I mean, once again, we have 4 whole days of just amazing gamers coming to play with us here at the PAX Arena. I mean, you also have Nintendo Versus right across where you can go and play Mario Kart, Splatoon, and Smash too. So make sure you guys stop by and check out everything that we have to offer at PAX.
Yeah, and boy, is there a lot to offer at PAX. Like, that's kind of the whole appeal of coming here, is that no matter who you are, no matter how you engage with, I mean, really anything in nerd culture, but I mean, especially if you play any kind of game, whether that's a board game, whether that's a video game, no matter what. If you come to PAX, you're going to find something that is going to occupy your time for an entire weekend. And if it's not just one thing, it's going to, I can't even tell you how big this convention, I get dizzy looking up at the ceiling. That's how big it is.
Yeah, and there's still more areas beyond this as well. It is a celebration of gaming through and through, like you said, all the other booths, all of the incredible companies who come out to be able to showcase their games. And right across from us, the championship matches will be played out throughout the whole weekend. A lot of people are coming here again also for that Almost Pro 10K tournament and the World Championships that are coming up on Sunday for Splatoon and Mario Kart. But we're going to get ready in a moment to go ahead and meet all of our Stream Stars themselves. I am super excited. Again, we talked about the nerves, but we haven't even gotten to that point. Let's go ahead and toss it over to Raynessa to find out exactly who is going to be competing today.
Thank you so much from the desk, and welcome everybody here to PAX Arena presented by DoorDash. Now, you've heard a little bit of the format. We don't know what the games are yet, but we do have 8 incredible competitors, our Stream Stars, waiting backstage, ready to be introduced. During our pre-show, you learned a little bit about them, but now, let's get a look at them. So first up, Bowser, come on out. I'm gonna step out of the way because I'm gonna be blocking where you're walking. Bowser, can we get you up on stage? They're stars. They need to take their time, obviously. We gotta give them a little encouragement. Thank you. We'll give them a moment here. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got it, Bowser. We want you to step right in front of the screen here. Yep, and hand down. Now after Bowser, we've got Abdallah. Ash says hi. Frisk, Nintendo Fangirl, Super Duper Danny, Zenigami, and Zelda Universe repped by Trainer Trevino. We'll get them all set up out here on stage. These are your 8 Stream Stars for today at PAX Arena. Like we said, they don't know what games they're playing in yet. They've been backstage, they've been getting hyped up and ready to go. So I think we should probably reveal that first. Do you guys want to know what the first game you're playing is? Yeah? Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're ready. They've been waiting. All right, well, I'm going to throw things back to the desk. Ajax, Kimona, and Lyric, tell us what this game is. Let our Stream Stars know what is happening.
All of the tension now rising up as my 2 co-casters are looking at me.
I want to know!
And with 3 Smash casters on the desk, I think the best way to start out Stream Stars here at PAX East is by playing a little bit of free-for-all Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Let's go!
It's all random stages, and all of the items are on. So
It's
we
time
have
for
true
chaos is what it is. We want chaos.
This is how
That's
we
what we're
intended
here
it.
for.
This is what house parties were made for. Everybody's going to have access to all the items, all the stages, and this is also in a round-robin format. Everybody's going to play twice. Everybody's going to go up against each other to try and figure out who will move on further throughout the rounds, and in order to do that, you have to take a look at who has the most stocks and scream they have the most, because that's the most important thing. Don't let anybody hide in the corner. You must hunt them down. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, we're starting things off with that randomness to it, and that's really the most important part about this. Leave them always guessing.
This is the important part about it. Look, here's the thing. People talk about, like, oh, adjust your game plans when you talk about competitive Smash, right? And getting into the mindset. There's only one mindset you need when you play this kind of Smash Brothers, what you're about to see up here, and that is go at people. Because if you don't go at people, eventually they are all going to go at you.
It's very true. And also, honestly, some of our fondest memories growing up was probably pulling a lot of people in one room and playing Smash across all systems. And, you know, it's like you said, Ajax, and point out the one person that has the most stocks saying, hey, they're winning
him.
right now.
I'm going to age myself a little bit. Saffron City, Pokeballs on max, that's the only thing that mattered as we were growing up as kids. But now that's going to continue here again. Don't play the roulette wheel. You do not want to be the one at the end of the day trying to get things solved by relying on what's showing up. You have to be the one to try and get control of it as we're getting everybody prepped in a second here. I'm already liking, so free-for-all style, of course, that does change the characters that you would probably want to pick when you pull up this format. So if you want to go with someone that's a little bit heavier, who's going to hit harder, that's most likely what's going to be happening. So I'm already biasly rooting for whoever's playing Ike over there. And I did see Bowser as well. Pikachu makes some sense, but Pikachu's also really light and might get caught in a lot of stuff. So I'm curious to see how this goes.
You know, we talk a lot in the competitive community about Pikachu as a character that has so much potential. He can be so good. Busted is the word that we like to use. But like you said, in free-for-alls, sometimes what's important isn't how much you can keep your opponents away and how much that you can, you know, survive for very long, at least through your wily crafts. You're going to take some hits, and it's best if you can take them and then just hit back harder.
Honestly, we saw Abdallah play Byleth at PAX West, and honestly, the Nair combos were moving. The neutral aerial into the up air was looking really, really clean from Abdallah. And especially on two characters that you can kind of juggle, right? Ike being a little bit bigger, Bowser being a little bit bigger. You've got to be watching for Abdallah. And once again, this is a Stream Stars champion. If I'm the three of them up there, I'm going for that guy first.
Yes, and then you also discover who wants to win and who's the party pooper, because whoever is the first one to pick Samus is going to be over in the corner, and everybody's going to target them. So it kind of becomes a mini game, if you will, on whether you want to take that route. But we have our confirmed characters from the looks of it. Again, you did say Abdallah performed very well with that Byleth before. We're seeing him go there. We have the Zelda universe represented by Ike,
by Zelda, right?
Which is really interesting. They didn't go with Zelda, or they didn't go with Link. It's a mind game in and of itself.
I could see Ike being in the universe, though, right? Like, he could be there. He could probably be a boss fight, if anything.
He probably would. I feel like that game's franchise would probably end a lot faster if Ike was around there. I don't think Ganon would be allowed to get away with what he does.
Ganon would not come back for a second round. No,
Yep.
No, Ike would take him down the first time, and then he'd just be like, yeah, no, I'm good. That's enough for me.
It's funny to also think how Fire Emblem with 8 character representation in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You also have a lot of Zelda characters there too, so there's a little bit of a crossover. I know a lot of fans both love the Fire Emblem franchise and of course the Zelda franchise as well. So I'm super excited to see our competitors go up at random stages. I mean, items too. In the competitive community, we don't usually play with items.
True, and also something I didn't think about. When it comes to the survivability of some characters, usually in the competitive scene, of course, you have and look at the trophy, look at the prizes getting ready to get taken by someone this weekend. That is the most important thing to see. But in order to get that, you have to be able to go into any environment and succeed. That's what we were talking about with the stages. Characters like the heavies will survive longer if we see a great cave event show up, or if we see a big battlefield show up, or they might not if we end up on Smashville. It's going to depend. And also, hazards are enabled for this. So everything is going to be wild as we get ready to start. And they're playing the caster minigame of calling them all selves Danny, so we have no idea who's who anymore. And we're going to start things off right off the bat with the throwback.
Yeah, back to the original Mario Bros. Stage. By the way, so in case you want to know, Danny is just Danny, the lowercase one. You know what?
Okay, that's right. Danny was on the Bowser, which I do respect the pick. And you get a little bit of stage advantage here, I guess. And Pikachu's smartly out there, not getting involved with anything that's going on there. It's like, y'all have fun. You do you. I'm going to hide over here, and I'm going to be safe.
I like how Danny on the... I'm just going to say Danny on the blank on which character.
They all called themselves Danny. They made their bed, and now they're going to lie in it. You're all Danny now.
We as a collective unit have all become Danny. That's all we need to know. Oh, the crab has been grabbed. That is a lot of knockback attached to that, so you need to be very careful around that. And everybody fighting at the bottom. Ike getting chucked around everywhere. Pikachu just jabbing him like crazy. Not going to get caught by the forward smash.
Oh, right there, the Scuttler kill. You talked about it. The crab, the Scuttler.
The Scuttler.
Oh, the Scuttler. Come on, please, AJ.
Okay, look, this is why you're here.
The Scuttler does so much damage.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, in the center, I like how, you know, on Hyrule Temple, like back in Melee, like everyone went to the Fight Club on the one platform. The Fight Club is now just all in this bottom lane here, as we're seeing just tons of Pokemon and tons of chaos happening.
Assist trophies galore. We saw a Staryu on the stage a little while ago. Now we see a Final Smash coming through. Who got caught in that? It's going to be the Violence getting caught in the middle around the power sign, so they're able to reduce some of that knockback. But Danny on Bowser on their last stock already.
I mean, like we said, you know, big characters, you're going to get hit a lot. I mean, that's about going in and hitting people because Bowser's a big, strong guy who does not care about you or anybody else.
Oh my God!
They just
exploded. The team up of Ike and Mimikyu was not exactly what Bowser was lined up for in this universe, and that's going to take out the one true Danny, and all the rest of them are out here. Imposters are still winning though. We have 3 still on the board, and speaking of 3, take a look at that Violet still sitting on 3 stocks.
Yeah, absolutely. Just playing the safe game at that point. But I like how Pikachu's playing more of the let me go get the assist trophy. Let me see what I can cook up here. But once again, we're just back here on the bottom side of the stage. No KO has been taken just yet, but still, I mean, Pikachu's looking like in a good spot too.
I mean, we have seen Pikachu Danny. Again, you're all Danny now. You made this. you made your own bed. You're going to lie in it. But Pikachu Danny has been like the item grabber so far and has taken really big advantage of that. But now, Abdallah Danny, Violet Danny, it's Abdallah. Anyways, Abdallah got big assist trophy, got the curry, and just gone. Just gone.
The Zelda universe is in shambles. Currently, Ike was sent flying and tried to just cover the center with the out smash, but much similar to what we saw before with these assist trophies. These walls are really helping keeping them alive. That is a broken hammer, so Danny just... The Ike Danny doing their best, and now they're not.
That was at like 40%.
They tried, that's what mattered.
Just straight into the blast zone at that point, and still Abdallah Danny just has not lost this first stock yet. Violet with Rage especially is so hard to keep track of.
Oh no, my goodness.
With the up air, that's going to be Abdallah, I believe, not losing a stock.
Not one. Former champion Diff.
Not just with the 3 stock, but also with the clip at the end. Just everybody's like, look, okay, I was just here to have fun. What are you doing? But again, everybody has to play twice, so it does not remove them from this just yet. It's all about the highest placements overall. Of course, Abdallah really helping themselves move forward with that. Obviously has been a champion before. It's showcasing as we're seeing that game 1 be played out.
You know, I think that Abdallah made a mistake by winning that hard in the first game. Because when you go into the second game, you're going to be the prime target. Like you said, at 3 stocks left, get him.
Now, stage definitely helped because there was a lot of times where Abdallah was surviving. Every single time got bounced off the roof and would just not get knocked out. So we'll see what the next stage is. Of course, that is to the Wheel of Fortune. We'll find out if that roulette wheel does work for everyone else after. Because we're going to swap out several players. Abdallah gets to sit safe for a moment. Hopefully everybody forgets as they go into that next match where they play him. And we're going to bring up another set of 4 to go at it here in this free-for-all format.
I'm loving the character switches that we're seeing too. You know what? We're seeing Link and Zelda come up on the battlefield. I mean, Trainer Trevino playing for Zelda Universe at this point, finally going to go to a Zelda character, as once again, we're peeking at those medals and the beautiful trophy that Aaron got to raise at PAX West. We're seeing it right here again, and it's super exciting once again.
That trophy is big,
yes.
By the way. Like, it's actually like almost 2 feet tall.
I want it. I can't have it though, because we got to watch from up here. We got to celebrate for someone else. Just know that if you don't see it and it's in my luggage, don't ask me questions. But if they all stay on Danny tag, by the way, I appreciate the commitment to the bit. Just know we have no idea which one of you they are. And also that also shows that they're not changing their controls. They're all default controls. And whilst you know, of course, you have many options to be able to adjust that in this game. You can play how you like. If you like to play with tap jump off, you can remove that. If you like to play with it on, you like to play default. There's a lot of options to do it. Or you could all just universally become the one collective entity that we now know as Danny.
Enter the Danny Collective, the hive mind, and join us.
If somebody doesn't give me a shirt by the end of this weekend that says Danny on it, I'm just saying we are doing this wrong.
You can head on over to the DoorDash booth and get some custom merch as well there. So you could just replace your little Ajax right there with Danny.
I still love this, by the way. I know I made the joke already before, but I'm an egg. Look at this. This is fantastic. Shout out to the DoorDash booth again.
Just a little guy.
He's so good.
Just a little guy.
I love it.
Reminded me that I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I need to get on that. But, of course, with DoorDash, you could get that quickly if you got that Dash Pass. And a lot of things still going on throughout this day. A lot of people are going to be hungry. Remember, the booth is right next to us, right there. If you go to the stage right, that way. My left, your right, if you were within the venue. If you can hear us, of course, we were talking to everybody throughout the venue. There's a lot of great, I've already seen a lot of cosplays going throughout the venue. A lot of people have been visiting the Nintendo booth right across from us. Most of them are competing as well. So we're having fun. They're all stressed out, but it's good to see as everybody's kind of getting together to figure out what they're going to do to try and walk away with that trophy on this stage.
Yeah, and it's not just a trophy. There's also a prize associated with it, a cash prize associated with it that you can walk away with. And again, you're dealing with 2 former champions that you have to try to bust through to get that trophy. Now, you could be one of those former champions if you're Abdallah or Bowser, but we can get a look at one of those former champions in action with the replays here. And like we said, we wanted chaos, we got chaos.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, the Fight Club was just totally on the bottom side of the stage here, just hoping for those KOs on left and right here. Abdallah playing this very well, right? Not just like throwing himself into the chaos and instead just, you know, using the utility known as items and getting the final up air at the end, looking so good.
I saw that playback you mentioned before. That KO was at 45% after the hit. Of course, with the walk-off stages, after the hit. Yeah, so Ike was in tumble, was stuck, didn't get the tech, and then just got knocked away. And that could have been off the hammer, too. It probably would have did it anyways. And that was all off the hammer breaking, so the roulette wheel did not work in their favor. But again, Abdallah is a champion for a reason, like you said. Already showcased that in the first game. They do have to play another one, but winning that one does help solidify a trip into the next round. And we have our next round of combatants coming up here, which they are not going to be... Okay, for a second I thought I saw them starting to type Danny. Like, they're not going to do that to us again.
Danny's not even on the stage.
Hey, look.
Don't do it again.
It's the content universe. You got to keep it going. If we are consistent to one bit, we got to keep it going. But they're not doing that because they want to win.
This has got to be Bowser making their own tag here. Yeah, Bowser actually playing a little bit of Smash too. So hopefully on the Bowser, of course. You know, with Smash, you never know. Sometimes it's Sonic main 144 and they play Pikachu or something like that.
Bowser has the custom mask named Bowser. Is going to end up picking Pac-Man or something. I know it's just not gonna. It's not even gonna be close to Bowser.
The only people who actually pick a character congruent with their tag in competitive Smash are the Sonic players.
True.
They're the only ones, and every single one of them does. It's like they're like super blue or something like that. But everybody else, if they have one character in their tag, they're not playing that character.
You know, it's another great one. The Mega Man players, they all have their names in some form of way of like going fast, like Blitz or MPG, Mouse per Gallon, except they all don't interact with you. So I don't know how that works. But it's an interesting way that this all changes up. Bowser almost made me super happy because I thought we were going to see Sephiroth himself, the final boss, if you will. But it's going to be Bowser. You know, we appreciate the commitment. We appreciate, and then they switch. All right, so Bowser knows that we're talking about him, so now he's just messing with us at this point.
Honestly, Frisk going Lucina, this is a really good starter pick. At the beginning of Smash Ultimate's life, before a lot of the DLC kind of came through, Lucina was regarded as one of the better characters in the game, especially for learning fundamentals, so I actually really like this pick coming out from Frisk. We'll see who Nintendo Fangirl decides to play here, but going on the Banjo-Kazooie, we saw this in the bio. We should have expected this coming.
I mean, everybody was asking for this character for how long? Like, literally since the first game came out?
It's me, I'm everybody.
We should get Banjo and Kazooie in Smash. We finally did, and anybody who commits to that character, I fear the people who get good with that character.
Those are fans. Like, if anybody who... Banjo-Kazooie is a little bit more technical to play at a higher level, but when you are in a setup like this, Wonder Wing is going to do wonders. You have to watch at any given point in time Nintendo Fangirl just flying through everybody and just tackling them all out of the way.
You're literally just like a running back. Get out of my way, I want the touchdown. You have the football too, the football grenade.
It's true. You do only get 5 Wonder Wings though, so you do have to conserve it very, very carefully. But still, like you said, I think what's great about Smash Ultimate is that it brought so many of our favorite childhood characters back to life here, and we get to play all of them now. I mean, also we have Sora in the game too with Kazuya Mishima. Like, in what universe could they get to play each other?
There's so many dream matchups that we finally got to have happen here in this game, and that's all powered by, Nintendo coming through and just making such a great crossover for us to enjoy. And even this matchup here, we're looking at, it looks like Bowser's committing to playing Donkey Kong. And that, actually, I think Donkey Kong, it does well in free-for-all, but some danger afoot. Like you said, that Lucina's really good at getting edge guards on Bowser, and, on Donkey Kong, and just straight hits in general are going to be really good. Link as well. Donkey Kong is going to have some trouble landing with all of the stuff that's going to be on screen between the items, Link, Banjo, and then Lucina just existing.
There is definitely going to be stuff. You are going to see stuff on the stage.
Frantic screaming and wailing of arms.
Courtesy of both the characters and the game itself.
Excited for the good vibes as well. I mean, all of these people produce content, so content creators love playing with each other anyway. So this is just all good content at the end of the day. We'll see where we're going to go for the stage here. We are going
PictoChat!
Yes, so this one is interesting because you could just get saved at random for one of the drawings just showing up and stopping the knockback that's happening to you. So a little bit different than what we saw a little while ago where everything was set and you had a lot of walls. Now they might just show up at any time.
Oh, 2 assist trophies on the field, and Bowser's going to be the first one to get one. Nintendo Fangirl got the other one. That Virtua Fighter can be dangerous, but it's dangerous if you're Frisk. The first stock is gone quick.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, this match, just because of stage, is just going to go a little bit
Everybody go to center. Collectively get up to the Snorlax. There we go.
What is happening, guys?
If somebody gets Snorlax, you go give them the win. That's all we need to know. You always let Snorlax come away with the W. And Frisk currently on their last stock already. Bowser on 3. This is the time, and Frisk is gone.
Frisk is gone because that water appeared. You were talking about how the drawings can just suddenly show up and influence the entire game. And that's what happened to Frisk, is that suddenly the water just pushed her off stage. And if you're not ready for it, PictoChat can do terrible things to you.
And so far, everybody's just not really paying too much attention to that. Oh, the final smash is on board. You need to stop Nintendo Fangirl from pressing that button. Wonder Wing is going to be the option. And now you just ran right into it.
Go, final smash. I love the animations on all the final smash. They are so cool. That's definitely going to be the song. But just like we saw earlier with our Stream Stars winner, Bowser's still sitting at 3 stocks. I mean, the strategy.
By the way, right now Bowser's got the Rage Blaster picked up, which is an item that gets stronger the more damage you've taken. And you can see that Bowser has taken quite a bit of damage. And much like, again, the returning champion difference, just like we saw Abdallah in that first game, close out a 3 stock, we might just see it from Bowser too, but no! NFG says no, you will not get to do that on this stage.
Bowser set his controls, so you knew things were going to be a problem off the start. Here goes the assist trophy, though, and the blaster is still in Nintendo Fangirl's hands, so she wasn't able to pick it up. And the Black Knight is here. You better run. Get far away from him.
So scary, too, because Ash is almost losing her final stock here. But Bowser, I love the way just going for the forward air as well. But thanks to the Black Knight, Bowser will be the winner of that
felt personal. Took the Wonder Wing and said, "Excuse me?"
He got hit by that and he said, no.
No. And PictoChat was getting in the way, kind of slowing him down at first, too, which is very important. As we saw, there's a lot of damage that comes in once he shows up on the screen. One of the most fearful Fire Emblem enemies for a good reason. And you see Zelia show up, like, I gotta run! So now, 2 games down.
One for each player.
The 2 champions have come to bat, and they have both won an individual round. So that is going to help them move forward into the second round already.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny to see just Bowser and Abdallah. We hype them up for like, yeah, they're really good at all Nintendo games, and they come into their Smash round and they're like, let us remind you who we are.
And especially at the start, right? To be able to put your foot down and intimidate everybody, right? Say, I'm the champion for a reason. You're about to see it. We might just get to see some more of it too, because honestly, I don't know if they're going to mix things up. This is what I was hoping for. I wanted to see the replays. I wanted to see what happened with the Snorlax.
That's all we needed to see. As long as Snorlax showed up at least once during this, it was an absolute win. And Bowser just didn't really get in the way of everyone. The forward smash did end up leading to a stock, but as you can see over there, the Black Knight kept getting covered. The Wonder Wing came in and said, hello, you wanted to hit me? Let me go ahead and talk to you real quick. And that was exactly what we needed, because a stock did just go away as well. Bowser was starting to get almost human for a second because nobody could take him down, but it was the assist trophy at the end that helped him close it out.
I mean, he had great stage control as a player too, right? I mean, like you said, it's not like he was just getting in everybody's grill immediately, but he was also not just sticking to the corner. You can't really do that as Donkey Kong in the first place, but he was getting in there and he was noticing, okay, I can go for this item, I can get set up here. Now the Dark Knight is protecting me so that I can stick on the ground or whatever, and then he could, like, it's like a Marvel assist. He just comes in and pop.
I'm interested to see the characters that are going to be played now that we've kind of seen everybody's firsthand here. I believe Ash still on the link here, but Bowser hovering the King K rule, another newcomer in Smash Ultimate that we love so much, that's had a lot of funny discourse around him. I mean, King K rule clips are one of a kind.
Yes, as recent history showed, even you can disappear on the screen with just one good hit. And we did have a little bit of a swap up. Some players did show back up as we were getting ready to switch. And we do see Abdallah and Danny have both joined us on the screen. So now the two champions have to go up against each other in one individual round. And Danny gets some redemption, because I feel like Danny was playing very well in that first stage, except they just kept getting caught in between everything, because they were being very evasive, and then they just couldn't get away because there's just too much volleying going on between the roof.
I mean, like, you have to respect their spirit to say, this game is called Smash, so I am going to smash you. I am going to run at you and hit you, and I'm going to do damage. But if you're Bowser and you're right in the middle of everybody, you do take quite a few hits. You tend to get bopped around.
Yeah, we like to call that the heavy tax in the
Yes.
community.
You start off the round at 70%, no matter what.
I like Abdallah's jacket. Literally says Abdallahsmash on it. But we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Both champions now in the ring on Palutena's temple.
Well, if you wanted to survive, you luckily picked the heavy characters. Meanwhile, Bowser, okay, this is going to be interesting. So Bowser, as in Bowser the player on Donkey Kong, is currently fighting with Bowser over on the side. Some identity issues going on, and currently getting juggled around in between. Run away from him right now. Donkey Kong is doing very well.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Ash already. I mean, going for some big hits. Look at Danny armoring through with that forward smash. We got action happening on either side of the screen, and that's what you get on a big stage like this. You get to play all over the place.
I'm loving how both champions are really just trying to go at each other. They kind of see each other across the crowd and are like, hey, what's up? Let's meet. I mean, Ash and Danny doing some nice exploring around Palutena's temple. I mean, this stage really is beautiful.
Yeah, we got the Metroid assist that was helping out there for a little bit there. Abdallah had to disengage. Bowser was able to get a hold of the giant punch, but missed. It doesn't get anything out of it. The boomerang doesn't lead to a combo. Meanwhile, Danny on the bottom is trying to find her way back up to the top of the stage.
I'm just saying, you know, you were talking about like, oh yeah, the two champions are facing down in this game, and literally the moment that Bowser got the final smash, he was a heat-seeking missile to Abdallah. Just immediately, I am going to punch you.
And trying to go for that whirling punch right there. You let the up B to sneak his way in. Giant punch is also on deck, so you have to watch out for that armor. Abdallah's still running away, trying to space. Danny just getting in the middle of everyone with the whirling fortress to try and get something started, but has once again Lyric fallen down to the bottom of the stage.
I mean, it's a minute and a half in Ajax, and first stock still hasn't been taken yet until just now. Abdallah, though, 186, just trying to run away as Bowser just chasing him down here. I mean, so close, there's so much chaos.
I love that the Thunderdome rolls in from the top of the, it just comes down and it's like, come fight up here. Two platforms, no nonsense.
I'm calling that protagonist armor, by the way, because Link should have been gone, but got saved by that arena up at the top. Not that time, though. It's going to get bounced off the middle platform, so that's going to send Ash down to their second stock. Abdallah and Bowser still both sitting on the very first ones, and I just realized what you're pointing out. Bowser is starting to build up the glider.
Yeah, I mean, that glider Dragoon does so much damage as well. It's pretty much a guaranteed KO.
Tiny
but
time.
Unfortunately, it's tiny time. Look at Bowser, though, heading straight to try and get the wings. Abdallah, though, just going to pick it up, and now there's so much kimono going on here.
They're just two DBZ characters just trying to run at each other, just like, I have the advantage, I want to hit you.
When I saw Abdallah was the only one who was still left big, and Bowser started to go, oh, no, now you want to fight? It's like, no, you got it. No, let's talk. We were cool, right? We were cool. We can talk about this later. We can talk about this later. And now the final smash is back on deck. That's going to be Ash who has it. That is going to be a really bad hero slash. If you get caught by it, no, I forgot it's the bow. And that is Bowser disappearing from the stage.
Honestly, it was like a jump shot, too. It was like really lined up there, and it was like, see you later.
Yeah, that was the 360 shot right there with the final smash.
There's no scope on a bow either.
Exactly. We both
Pull it out immediately. Bowser, by the way, is still sitting on those 3 stocks. 5 stocks total for all of the other players combined, but everybody's still going at each other. I like the heavy war on the side as well. The Bowser versus with the Bowser. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and just a reminder for everyone, we're talking about Bowser, the player who's using Donkey Kong right now. One of the former champions, still sitting on 3 stocks. Nobody's really been able to get to him, and he's smartly hiding underneath platforms. Oh, what a spot! But the bottom platform saved Ash!
This is definitely one of the biggest stages that Smash Ultimate has to offer, aside from Great Cave Offensive. And it's just so funny to kind of see the kind of jungle gym that's going on here, because nobody is just getting these stocks off super quick. All of these are just such a battle.
It's kind of, I felt like we had to get at least one of these throughout this too.
Absolutely.
Like I was begging internally for Great Cave Offensive, but we were also we're still doing well at Palutena's Temple. 164%. Bowser, the Donkey Kong can't get caught in the middle of all that. You will get knocked off the wall if you miss that tech and just disappear, and he's gonna go get more pieces to that glider. Nobody's been able to finish it so far.
Because everybody keeps getting it knocked out of them. The moment that they get 2, they just get hit hard and they go flying all over the stage.
Still, though, that is going to be Ash going down to their last stock, aside from Danny as well. So, honestly, good on Bowser to just keep himself really in a tight area where he can just tech off the wall and still live here. But we're seeing a little bit more interactions now on the left side of the stage, but Bowser just going around the whole entire stage, getting a nice little tour.
Do you think that the residents of Palutena's Temple are used to this? Like, they're just like, yeah, no, it's okay. I had to redo my lawn again because Link got tossed across it, and, you know, I don't know what happened, but Violet was there too. Like, and Pikachu showed up one day. Oh my God!
I saw the bomb about to explode. I like what you're saying, AJ. As there's the first stock from Bowser gone. I mean, just the absolute bank shot. But still, only sitting on his 2nd stock, and it's clean too. And he knows that if that timer runs out, and he has 2 stocks, and everybody else has 1. He might be crowned the winner.
Yeah, they play a factor as long as you don't get to the sudden death at the end, because I think that's how it's going to be played out in this. So do not get to that last stock. Bowser smartly throwing out some players up the top. Meanwhile, Bowser to Donkey Kong is over to try to catch a jump from Abdallah, but Abdallah refusing to go above him.
I love the way that Danny just hit that Bowser up air as well on Ash here, taking out Ash. But Danny's at 122. We know a little bit about heavies in Smash Ultimate. They can live for a long time. But
Donkey Kong climbing
the
a
way
ladder.
they're evading each other.
Bowser and Donkey Kong both getting caught on the ladder on the side while they're trying to do something. Psych! I'm just kidding. Time to go.
It just doesn't look. Gorilla was not made to climb a ladder, I don't think. Oh my God!
What a punish! Using the spring. Don't. You know what? I want to add him to the next like Sonic DLC after that. Like, since when did Donkey Kong join Frontiers?
Oh my goodness, Bowser collecting that last piece of the Dragoon. That was almost so dangerous because Danny, if she had gotten the torso of that, would have been the ultimate weapon to even things up.
Yeah, now honestly, Danny at 145 taking the Bowser method and just kind of waiting for the opportunity to strike. The Bowser bomb not going to be enough. Abdallah, I feel like if they're able to find like that one up air, this could be spelling disaster. But honestly, there's that smash ball and it really just might all make the difference. But Bowser going to be able to find the back air on Danny taking them out.
There's 2 pieces of danger afoot. The final smash that is up there, and also the Dragoon just got completely knocked away. So that's going to be respawning pretty soon, but Abdallah now has access to that final smash. Bowser pretty much can't go anywhere near that right now.
Yeah, and honestly, what a great stage to decide that that is your game plan. Look up the game of cat and mouse happening right now.
I'm seeing a whole lot of nope. It's like, you got
I know what happens. I know what happens. We will go to sudden death if you get hit by that down air, almost sending Bowser into the spikes, which could have actually just ended that stock.
Bowser's trying to play the roulette wheel, gonna go ahead and grab the item capsule, but instead tossing it away to grab the Dragoon, so it could be a battle down between the end. But like you said, you're up a stock. The game plan right now is just stay away from Abdallah. Do not try to fight Abdallah. Abdallah might get him with that down here.
So
Oh my goodness, they're so close! Oh,
my goodness!
What the insanity!
How do you he was just gonna run away the entire time, and he said, no.
This is to shake my hand. That what a way to end that. The whole point, we all thought that he was just running away. We thought that he was actually trying to, no, it was a bait the whole time. It's like, you're gonna come join me down here. We're gonna talk it out real quick, and it's gonna be Bowser who gets the 2-0. You see him smiling about it. Abdallah and him are kind of laughing it off. What? That one was intense. For being on Palutena's Temple, it's a little bit hard to track people down sometimes, but there was a lot of chaos that was happening, including when that platform came down and helped save Link and also get rid of Link at the same time.
We also have to talk about the way that Bowser literally rode the spring up and got the up air too. Like, that was crazy. Tons of clips though, tons of replays that we got going on now. I mean, the jump shot by
The jump
Ash
shot
there
was
to
nasty.
get, it was like a 360.
Sick flick. And I think we might be about to see that nasty up air you're talking about. First of all, there's that KO on the side. You?
Like you said, the big shot, the way he flew away. It's like, arms just out.
I'm coming.
It's like, I'm coming. It was so well played, but still, at the end, all of this got the final bounce. It wasn't even worked out. Bowser was able to line it up, saw the air dodge, said, "Oh, that's for me." Was able to get the dub, and that's going to put Bowser up 2-0. Of course, that is not the end of it. That is another round. We still, I believe, have one more. We're doing a little bit of swaps to get the next round of people back in to see who's able to make that qualifying spot. And also, I'm seeing a bit of a crowd. People are starting to show up. PAX is starting to get ready to, it's starting to pick up a bit. And there's some more people filling out the seats.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see the characters going back in. We're going to see Nintendo Fangirl, of course, back on that signature Banjo-Kazooie. That was moving also in the first game. But we're also seeing a Ganondorf pick.
Yes, or light Ganondorf if you pick Captain Falcon.
Ganondorf and Ganon-like. So, honestly, I think Ganondorf is probably the most picked character in free-for-all history for a few reasons. One, having access to great KO power. Shout outs, of course, to the crowd. Great zoom in right there. And a lot of people still walking in. Say hi to everybody. It is going to be a packed arena throughout the day. It's still really early. Everybody's starting to wake up. It is only 11:17 East Coast time, and this is for the early portion of the day. Like we said, with Stream Stars. I think Ganondorf is a great pick. I think Ganondorf is a great pick as long as we don't end up seeing them get something like Palutena's Temple again, because then you're never going to
If it's a big stage, you have no chance. Your opponent just has to come to you because Ganondorf is so unbelievably slow. He moves like my grandpa, and that is not a compliment. My grandpa is not in shape, but he hits much harder than my grandpa.
Had to catch a stray like that. Say,
sorry, Gamps.
Hey, Pop, make sure you watch the stream later. I'm going to talk about you.
For sure. I mean, once again, it's been such a pleasure, and we're starting to see more and more people kind of come in, and it's just Thursday. Just wait until the amount of people that show up on Friday and Saturday, of course, when we have, the Almost Pro Finals Day. It's going to be so intense with tons of great people here. We are going to be seeing the Falcon here. We can get a little bit of our tags still kind of going in. Sometimes it takes a long time to put tags in. Some people are very particular about the controls.
Hey, like we said, you can play the way that you like in this game. If you have different options, of course, there are some people who chaotically switch things to B for jump. I'm thinking about someone specifically back at home, and you can do what you want, though, and that's cool because you have freedom of choice. You have freedom of being able to play the game you want. However, I'm not seeing... I was hyped up to the fact that we might see Ganon, and I don't see Ganon anymore. So I'm now crying a little bit internally. Whoever changed that, whoever is that up on the stage that moved away from Ganon, just know that you have made me slightly upset.
No. I think it's good because they realized, oh, wait a second, but I can win.
Oh, yeah.
if I pick another character.
Well, look, it all depended on the stage. I think that's the big thing.
On the stage.
If we had a smaller stage,
the best character.
Oh, all right. So Zelda Universe has now been represented by Zelda herself, and also... do you feel about Zelda going into this lyric?
Trainer Trevino got my back as we are going to the Cloud Sea and all rest. We got Tora and Poppy
That
in
is
the
so
background.
funny that we ended up getting Grandpa at the end of all this. we ended up finding Grandpa's stage at the end of this anyways. It's like, let me go ahead and talk to you, Komoda.
What's happening with the Grumps? Oh my god, Zine immediately invincible Zine. He can just spam Falcon punches. Get away from that man.
Frisk had no fear. Saw the Falcon Punch and said, I'm going to run up and challenge that. But that's still an invincible Captain Falcon. Like you said, Final Smash is on the board. So now who's going to be the first one to get it?
Honestly, also, we go from Palutena's stage, which is so large, going down the best Final Smash in the game, by the way. That stock is gone, and you are out of here.
It's almost inescapable. You have to like have a very deep knowledge of how your character can escape that Final Smash, or you need like a wall in between. Otherwise, you got no chance.
Yeah, it is basically a checkmate scenario for anybody involved, especially on a stage like this where we're finally at a bit of a smaller stage compared to the other one. So it's keeping everybody right next to each other. That is a great item as well to have in this. Oh, bomb! The scene scared the pants off of me because he almost just punched a bomb. You know what? No fear. Zine has been having a great time with this Captain Falcon so far.
Honestly, I love the way that Trainer Trevino was just able to find the up smash right on Nintendo Fangirl here. There's so much chaos happening. It's so hard to pay attention to one person because everyone is just all over the place here on Gramps' back.
Frisk gone, their third stock lost, so it's down to ZU, Zine, and Nintendo Fangirl. And, you know, as much as I respect the stock-taking capability of Zine, those Falcon punches have been connecting, but you got to be oh so careful right now sitting on that last stock. Does get the stage here.
That was also a really unique scenario that happened in the middle of the stage because you have the black hole plus the star, so you get sent into the star, but you just get pushed right back into the black hole, and just infinite loop of constantly being stuck. But now we're down to 2 stocks left for Nintendo Fangirl playing very well. We said it before that Banjo was looking good. It was just the stage was like a little bit hard for her to find some openings, but right now in this round 3, she's looking fantastic.
Nintendo Fangirl has to watch out, though. No more Wonder Wings on this stock. You saw her trying to figure it out where they were going, but there was the landing back air, and there's Seesaw just getting Frisk out of there.
Oh, they are indeed united right now. Zelda Universe and that Scizor are looking fantastic, but now Scizor is gone, and there's the Phantom. Speaking of control from a distance, that's what Zelda's known for, and if you keep getting caught by those, get that. That is one of the best items in the whole game. Wind is really good.
Gust Bellows, oh my goodness, you are going to have a hard time. You need to land on the ground or you need to find a way to get behind your opponent because it pushes you so far.
There's the back throw though. Nintendo Fangirl lining up to actually take this. Let's see what the Pokemon's going to be. It's just going to be a nice little showing from Ditto here. But Zelda Universe Trainer Trevino not going down so easy with the forward smash. It's so low.
Why is Ditto popping off though? Wait a minute. The Wonder Wings are now back online for Nintendo Fangirl, but the Ditto was putting in work, and that's going to be Nintendo Fangirl taking the 4th round we have here. Very well played. Ditto got that down throw first, said, all right, I see you.
I can't believe that Ditto just got an actual combo. And it's not even a true combo. He had to get a read. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, super intense. I mean, we know how good Wonder Wing is, but honestly, it was so crazy. Like I said, we went from one of the biggest stages in the game to now the smallest. I mean, also Captain Falcon with the star and Falcon punching. That is an insane combo to try and avoid.
Look, you basically just have infinite Final Smashes at that point. You just keep tossing them out.
That is very true. Yeah, it's starting off the round and Frisk running right up to Captain Falcon saying, I want all the smoke. It didn't really matter. Luckily, none of those hit, but it still worked out, and it's still very hilarious to me, just the power of casting ability that we talked about, Gramps, and that's exactly where we ended up going. So it worked out. Storyline was there, but that, I believe, concludes the rounds for this. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the overall scores from round 1 here of the Stream Stars. And as we already know, Bowser coming out on top.
Yeah. Perfect 10 points. Perfect 10. Came out on top both times, and Abdallah, had that really dominant first game, and then second game, still got second place in that match, and so will be second place on the scoreboard. Then we see Zine, and honestly, I'm just glad that Zine has those 4 points because somebody who throws out that many Falcon punches makes me real happy.
I'm looking at the scoreboard, and honestly, this is the first time that I think we're seeing all the games here. But I mean, we got Danny, Ash, and Zelda Universe still in here. Frisk, unfortunately, at 0 points right now, but I don't think we're at an elimination round just yet. But look at the games that we're all going to be playing and what we're going to be ending on, because
what we're ending on is insane.
We are best friends forever until you get there. That game built the bestest of friends.
We're best friends for about another hour and a half. Yes. And then everything is going to fall apart.
Well, like we were saying, I don't believe this is elimination round just yet. I believe we're going to be going over to the other side of it, as we saw on the bottom before we move up. But we're going to take an interview with the winner of that round and, of course, been here a couple times before. We're going to toss it over to Raynessa to hear from the top player from that round.
Thank you for that wonderful throw from the desk, for the commentary, for all of the exciting action. Bowser, you're up here, Stream Stars. You won both your matches. Okay, where's the energy level right now?
I'm feeling good being able to come back on stage and just have a good time once again.
Now, I don't know if you heard this. The audience certainly did. You're Bowser. You didn't pick Bowser. Danny then did pick Bowser. Is this all just a mind game to you? Are you here to mess up our talent team?
Last time, in the last tournament, I played Donkey Kong and I SD'd at 0, so I wanted to give him a little, like, comeback this time.
Got it. Okay, so messing with the talent team, getting the comeback. Now, you have 10 points from taking those 2 first places. Are you feeling confident about your time here in Stream Stars?
Feeling very good. Been in this position before, so feeling pretty used to it now.
Well, we know that Abdallah, right, has a little bit of a history here. Are you knocking off that throne? Are you making a play?
I'd be the new generation. I don't know. I saw him when I was little, and I wanted to take that spot.
That's fair enough. Now, we don't know the rest of the games, right? Okay, so are there any games you're, like, terrified of?
Actually, I don't know. I played a good amount of Switch games, but maybe, like, a game I didn't really touch that much could be a bit interesting, but I think I'll pull through.
Okay, you'll pull through. You've got the confidence. Well, we are going to go to a short break, give our players some time, you know, get their heads ready. Bowser's got all the confidence in the world, okay? He doesn't need any more time. But we're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back with our next game. Thanks for watching, everyone, here at PAX. We'll be back soon.
Maybe this will help with the sting.
Your game's looking a bit sloppy. Here, let me help you clean that up.
Stay in your game with DoorDash.
And welcome back to PAX Arena here at PAX East, here at Stream Stars. I'm joined by my good friend Kimona and my good friend Ajax here. Ajax, how you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. You know, as we saw at the end there, we saw the DoorDash highlights and the HP Holman highlights that were showing off the last place from that last round. We started off pretty high. It was pretty chaotic, and that was the fun part about it. It's the randomness and the joy that comes from Stream Stars. Nobody really knowing what they're walking into, and that's kind of how it played out as we prep for the next game.
You need to wake up with a little bit of chaos in your life, right? And especially when you're walking into PAX on the first day, and sometimes you get like a little bit intimidated, right? There's so much going on. The best way to take care of that is to just jump right in. It's like a cold pool. Don't walk in, don't try to dip your toe in, just get right in there.
Yes, thinking caps are off. It's not about trying to put anything together. It's about just going in and trying to be as ridiculous as possible.
Speaking of ridiculous, hey AJ, I love you, by
Hey,
the way.
how you doing? This is a great time. It's PAX East 2023. Again, we're back at the PAX Arena. It's been nothing but just fun from the beginning. We've seen a lot of people who are already checking out all the booths, as we talked about before. The DoorDash booth right next to us, our main sponsor of the event. Big reason why we're even here in the first place. And also a big reason why I was able to eat last night, because they have some nice discounts going on for all the hotel all the hotel staff. People cheering up. You can see everybody in the crowd taking a look at the camera passing over. And Lyric, you're mentioning before, with everything we had, what else have they been providing?
I mean, DoorDash helps you stay in your game. I cannot tell you how many times I'm really in the zone in queue and I say, you know what, I just can't get up right now. Let me just order it straight to my door. So honestly, shout outs to DoorDash for everything. They're able to help you stay in your game by being able to get you exactly what you need when you need it. Not just food though, you can also get stuff for your house too, groceries, all of that good stuff.
The toothpaste, which I might need to use DoorDash for this weekend, because that's the one thing that you never remember when you're traveling. But if anybody's got me, I know the boys over at the diner at DoorDash got me.
Of course, you can get that cheaper with the Dash Pass, $0 delivery fee, as well as 5% credit on pickups and orders with saving on-demand groceries and toothpaste. So also Bed Bath Beyond, apparently. So there's a lot of different things you can get from them, and a lot of different things we're going to see as well from us, because we're talking about Stream Stars. We just saw Smash as the very first game. Smash Ultimate was our very first starter of the day. We are not knocking anybody out just yet, but the next game that will be coming out does send a couple people packing.
And honestly, I am so excited to talk about the next game as well. We see all of our competitors up there ready to go, ready to play some Splatoon 3, another Nintendo fan favorite as well. And we will also be able to see the Splatoon 3 North American Championships on Sunday too, but I'm glad we get to see our Stream Stars here playing Splatoon now.
We're getting a little taste of everything, right? Obviously, you got the Almost Pro 10K Open for Smash Ultimate this weekend. You're actually going to see some of that action later today as well. Shoutouts to that. But yeah, like you were saying, I mean, you know, the Splatoon 3 championships are happening later. We get a little bit of preview of that gameplay as well here, right? And just seeing what these stars are capable of doing in the wonderful world of Squid Kids.
I'm sure it's just as clean and high level as what we'll see on Sunday. It's going to be amazing.
They're professionals up
We're going to
there
see
is
a
what
lot of
they are.
roller, most likely. We're going to see a lot of roller. You alluded to this earlier, and we're going to see. But, I mean, who knows? Because, honestly, I think Splatoon 3's overall weapon choice is actually pretty solid. Of course, you see a lot of Slasher. You see the 52 gal showing up often. But I don't think we're going to see that too much. We're going to be playing Turf War as well. So I think we'll see a healthy dose of variety amongst what we've seen, at least for the first round.
Now, I don't know about you both. I'm the type of Splatoon player to cover every corner. I love to make sure that my base is
you're a
inked
perfectionist.
enough. Oh yeah, absolutely.
A veritable
every
Bob
point
Ross.
counts. Honestly, every part of that stage counts. So I'm going to be curious to see which of our Stream Stars wants to kind of go on the offensive and who kind of just wants to make sure every corner is covered.
I'm going to look up the Bob Ross videos and see if there's Wipeout in any of them. Because I think I'm curious to see who's going to be the first one to get that too, because we do have the champions up here. Abdallah and Bowser both proved that they're already ready to go. Bowser getting that first one, but Abdallah was right behind, and I think that, you know, Palutena Simple helped a little bit, but it doesn't matter too much because Bowser's just playing very well. So from what I saw from that, I get the feeling they're going to be very prepared for Splatoon.
Well, and I kind of like thinking about what Lyric is saying and wondering if that's going to play a factor into it too, right? Where are you going to have somebody who kind of captains up the team and says, look, I'm going to go ahead and like make calls, keep an eye on the battlefield and say, look, like I can be that in-game leader. I can say we need to get, you know, more turf covered. We're kind of running into some problems here, and say, hey, you're kind of cracked. Go get in there. Believe in yourself. Be confident.
It also depends on the map as well. Some maps, you know, sometimes you can just be accidentally falling into water too. So like we were talking about, a lot of these people didn't really know what they were really expecting. I mean, Abdallah and Bowser, they know it's mostly Nintendo games. They can kind of get a good feel for it, but maybe some of our other competitors maybe have never even played Splatoon before.
And something that comes with that too, because this is a team-based game we're running into with elimination around the corner, you're going to be heavily reliant on your teammates to keep your chances alive. If you are facing elimination going into the next round of Stream Stars and you are not performing up to par to keep pace with everyone else, you can end up falling. And that's going to be a big stress inducer that's going to happen as you're playing throughout these rounds, hoping that you're not just putting it on all the backs of the champions from before. You have to step it up as well.
I mean, I'm going to be interested to see if there is, you know, an amount of, I don't want to say desperation there. It's more lighthearted than that. But for people to be able to say, hey, you know what? I know that I'm kind of falling behind on the points right here, so let me just, I don't know, get to the top of the scoreboard real quick, right? Let me try to carry my team and get up those ranks.
Look, as we know, as long as you have the most knockouts at the end of the day, I mean, if you won, that's what matters. Who cares, right? Like, yeah, I got the most knockouts. That's all that matters.
If you're at the top of the scoreboard, everybody's going to be looking at you. That's what we play for, isn't it?
Absolutely. We are gamers at heart, of course, as some of our competitors are now loading in. Now, I think Turf War is the most popular mode in Splatoon, but you also have a ton of other fun modes as well. Tower Defense, Rainmaker. I mean, Splatoon 3 just showing off like some of the best that Splatoon has had to offer. It's definitely just one of the best Nintendo series that we got.
Yeah, exactly. And like we said before, something that comes with that too, because of those different modes, especially in Turf War, you got to be coordinated. If you are at any point rushing in by yourself, there's a high likelihood you're going to run into 2 to 3 people at any time, especially trying to be the perfectionist, trying to fill the whole map. Well, if you're trying to go and paint your little corner over by yourself and then they see you alone, you're going to get caught. So you have to work together. You have to be coordinated, like you said. It's going to be probably on the shoulders of at least one person to make those shot calls and make everybody understand, go here, don't be rushing in here, because that's going to lead to your elimination.
Well, and especially when you play a team-based game like Splatoon, I mean, really anything in this genre, map knowledge is really important. If you have anybody on your team that has played Splatoon 3 before, or even any of the previous games, if you happen to get one of those throwback maps, right? You have somebody who knows kind of the flow of the map and how things work. They're going to say, hey, look, this is going to be like the really big combat area. These are going to be the places that sometimes people are going to forget to ink up. You can go up there, you know, you can go fill up the map without kind of getting caught out in this area. Having somebody to be able to kind of give you even just a couple tips and tricks to just kind of base your gameplay around, really important.
Honestly, I'm also really curious. You were talking about this and alluding to this a little bit earlier, but what weapons are people going to be using here? Are we going to see a team of 4 rollers? Are we going to see 8 rollers? I feel like roller definitely is very popular.
And not just that. What specials are we going to be seeing used? Are we going to see the killer whale? Are we going to be seeing more defensive options? Are we going to see like what secondaries are people going on? Are we going to see more splat bombs than not? That might end up kind of playing into that conversation you said before. If you've played Splatoon 3 before on this team, you need to be the one to say it out. Also, shouts to Cappy. It is on the camera, and he is excited as we see a lot of people. There we go. A lot of people are showing up again. This is only Thursday.
Mario been hungry today. You've been eating.
Same, bro. Same.
Why not stop by the DoorDash booth, Ajax?
I fully intend to after this is done. Trust me. But there he goes.
It is the play.
It's like, hey, Dad, you were on the phone that whole time, man. You missed out on the camera shot.
Oh, Abdallah's intense.
Oh,
he's ready to go.
Abdallah had deep vision on, like, is he sleeping on the competition? Or is he just waking up? It could be also the latter. But everybody getting prepped. Like we said, we're getting into the game. I think specials are going to play a big point into this, too, because if you don't know what they do, you're going to run head first into them. I think there could be a lot of high amounts of KOs coming from that.
Now, the real question is, are they going to let Bowser and Abdallah be on the same team?
I highly doubt it.
There's no way, right?
I get the feeling that that first round probably played a little bit of the team determinations, because you want to even out the scores. You don't want to have the bottom 4 of the previous team who has no points going into this next round and say, hey, we're going to put you up against all of the best players. That is the dodgeball picking that led me to the being last, being picked on the team. But it's okay, because we are up here. We get to talk about it. I wasn't. I just wanted to build a circle. It was me. I was picked last. But it's okay. It's okay, because we're still here, and we're going to see, I think, a pretty good diverse pick amongst them. We're actually seeing, from the looks of things, it looks like we're starting to see some of the play out of what the teams are.
Yeah, we can see on our end, they're getting ready, and it does look like they're splitting up the champs, which is probably a good idea, but again, we know that they're good at Smash. How much is that going to translate over to Splatoon? I want to know if any of these players are like sleepers, that like we didn't know that they were going to be absolutely cracked at this game.
Honestly, also, I mean, we've been talking about Abdallah and Bowser the whole day, but I mean, Nintendo Fangirl also getting the win at the end of the last game of Smash Ultimate. this is an elimination round, but now would be the time to start showing your stuff.
Yeah, if you got anything secret prepared, ready to go, this is the time for it. Like we said, we just see, I think it looks like it might be based on what sides they're sitting on. So I see Bowser, Nintendo Fangirl, Zenigami, and Frisk are all on one side, all giving some love to the cameras. That's what it's saying. Yeah, hearts up. There it is. Hearts up. You can't see it. I'm doing the old school version. That's all I got. I don't know how to do the newer one. There we go. It's okay. We're here together. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't do that one, AJ. Don't do the old
Do
school.
the other one.
I can't do the other one. I don't know how the other one works. I haven't tried yet.
I don't think I
staying with
have
this.
the finger dexterity to do it. I'm trying to do it now, and I
doing
don't.
it?
Oh, no, I kind of got it.
That's for me.
You're right. That is way easier.
That's for me.
The two fingers pointing at it.
Please. Love all of our competitors, and once again, all of these competitors are also content creators in the space, all specializing in different things and things that they do. Like we see Danny right up there, Pokemon content. We got some Nintendo Fangirl who does it all. Trainer Trevino, Zelda content. Make sure you, of course, you follow all of these amazing people.
I think that it is really fun to see the cross-pollination too, right?
Sure.
Where you see people who normally only engage in, the particular kinds of content that they specialize in, where they know so much, but then you get the opportunity to see them engage with something else. Sometimes you build new passions for that too, right? Where you're like, I never would have expected that I would love Splatoon like this, but you might just see somebody develop that coming from a different community.
I mean, that's one of the best things about PAX in general is bringing all of these gaming communities together, bringing all these content creators together, all these fans together for one great show. And that show right now is going to be Splatoon 3, as we're seeing they're getting all of them ready. It looks like we have the teams confirmed. So we got Zenigami, Nintendo Fangirl, Ash, and Bowser. Oh, now I'm lying. So maybe. Preemptively, it looks like it might be. Well, perhaps, maybe. Building up story. As you can see, they're all prepping, deciding how they're going to look, deciding how they're going to go into the game. And again, like you said earlier, Lyric, we're going to be playing best of 3 Turf War.
So I did get a little glimpse earlier. If the map stays the same, we are going to be going to Eel Tail Alley. So not a lot of kind of like tips and tricks there. It's really just kind of more of like your very straightforward maps. But the thing is, it does have a couple of high areas, right? So if somebody's playing a sniper class, right, you're going to want to watch out for them going high.
I'm curious to see how the specials play out on a map like that too, because verticality is so interesting in a game like this, how you're able to utilize that, because in a lot of games, people just kind of don't tend to look up when you play this kind of game, right? They usually tend to be focused on what's ahead of them. They try to play like that 2D plane, right, in those mind games. But when you add that third dimension, the tools that you have at your disposal, sometimes it doesn't even matter like which ones you're using as much as it is your game sense and how you're playing that. But in a game like Splatoon, that could really influence things.
Yeah, and you have to have good diversity amongst your weapon choices, because if you're all going in there with the slasher, you're not going to have long-range options like you're saying with the sniper class. You want to make sure that you're keeping things as unique as possible. Everybody has good control that works for them. If you're better at getting the stage covered, go ahead, pick the slasher. If you're better at kind of covering up close, go ahead and go with a standard shot, like the splatter shot. But if you have that long-range coverage, get that 52 gal and be that backline that everybody needs, especially in Turf War, and work together again. Don't be the one to rush up recklessly right in front of everybody, because usually that's going to lead to a bad time.
I also just have to talk about it. Splatoon, while being an excellent multiplayer game and an excellent competitive game, it also has really great single-player modes as well, and really great music. I love the vibe of Splatoon. Just the aesthetics of the game are so nice. I mean, the colors, of course, are just so bright and beautiful. So if you haven't played Splatoon 3, let not only the multiplayer speak for itself, but also that single-player too.
They've got DLC coming out too pretty soon, right? A couple waves coming up. I'm really excited for that, because those trailers made me kind of go, you have my attention. You have my attention, please.
You actually just made me so much more interested in keeping an eye on what's going to be going up, of course. But once again, shout outs to the DoorDash booth and all of the PAX Arena tournament going on this weekend, presented by DoorDash. Make sure you go and check them out. They are right next to us, over to our side here, to our left, your stage right. I will get that down eventually, but they're going to be there all weekend, and a big reason why we were able to put on the show in the first place.
They also have custom swag as well at their booth, as Ajax is showing off as well.
Yeah.
Has a little egg on his shirt, and I know I have a bubble tea on mine. So once again, shout outs to DoorDash, of course, and all of our other sponsors too. It's going to be a great weekend. Like we were talking about, it's only Thursday and it's pretty packed in here already. We have amazing people coming from all over the world here.
We're visited by the Jumpman himself, so we got again we got Mario over here in the crowd. Everybody's starting to pour their way in, like we said before. I'm just a big fan of seeing crowd energy as time goes on, and this is like what a great time to be able to bring families out. I've always been a huge fan of any time I see supportive parents in the esports community, because it's something that most of us didn't have growing up. So being able to see that all come together and get to visit all your favorite booths, get to see Nintendo in person, get to see all of your amazing, like all the best pros that you only see online here in person, it makes for a fun time.
It's always fun at PAX. And again, the thing that I always say is that it's a very inclusive space, and it's a space where there are tons of things to do, inclusive and diverse both. And that's one of the things that I think really, it's the spirit of PAX that always has me coming back, that I know that I can walk into this venue, I can feel like I can just walk in and be myself, and then I can also go experience new things basically every minute I'm there.
You also have tons of games everywhere and different styles of games, right? A lot of people, they love video games, but what about the people with card games? Card games are here, indie games are here, artisans are here, making tools that you can use to play your own games are here. We may be jumping right on in. We do see the players ready to go.
Yes, it is time to control the turf. Turf War is the map we will be playing throughout. Of course, this is the mode we're playing, not the map. It is a best of 3. We're going to see everybody determine what they'll be picking for weapons. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the blue team. Already started things off. Remember, you want to get control. You want to be able to move around, because if you don't have your ink down, you're not going to be able to move quicker, and you're also going to end up taking damage a lot easier from the opposing team.
Yeah, I'm loving the way that Frisk is currently going the route I would, right? Trying to get as much space covered as possible. We are going to see a little bit of a squabble in the center here, but once again, we talked about this, right? Having the high ground is so important here.
I like that we're immediately seeing action, people fighting for the same space right off the bat. And again, you talk about strategy. Everybody's got the same weapons, so it's going to be down to how you play the map. You see NFG in the corner right here saying, okay, you ink this up, I'm going to try and take some of that back in the corner where nobody's watching. We do already see a couple of splats come out. Looks like this orange team starting to take a little bit of control.
Yeah, first the orange team was actually getting 2v1, but they ended up responding back with 2 splats themselves against the blue team. Here we go. Looks like we're going to get some Bowser controlling the center. Both of them, everybody kind of grouped up in the middle. We have 2 people in the middle of a fray here. That's going to be NFG going down. Nintendo Fangirl is going to lose some of that control. Meanwhile, on the other side, you can see another fray going on. That's Bowser who walks away with it.
I'm loving the way also that Bowser is playing, right? Even in a precarious situation in the corner, as long as you have some ink down, you do have a resource available for you here. So let's see. Once again, these corners, Kimona, are so tight, but the center is where really all that action's happening.
Playing around the corners is one of those things in these kinds of games that can be so huge. And again, keep an eye on that game sense, because you might just suddenly find a squid coming up behind you and taking you out before you even had the chance to see him. See NFG trying to take out all of this ink coming up onto the top, but on the bottom row, you again see that it's the orange team taking a little bit of control, but they are all on their own side of the map.
Very smart coordination as well from both Bowser and NFG to corner Abdallah, get him stuck. And as you're just pointing out, Lyric off to the side here, the control they have at the back, but blue team has so much to center and only 1 minute left to try and get that board down.
Yeah, you got to look out. Orange team also now pushing up into blue team territory. When we saw the overview of the map as well, it looked like orange team had their base kind of inked a little bit more here.
And the spot bomb just went down, so going to get a little bit more over on the other side. The blue team needs to respond because the orange team has made their move. Like you said, they went to the center. They're controlling the top here. That's a lot of ink going to the orange team side. The Frisk is getting exactly what they need and staying away from everyone else.
I'm loving the game sense that I'm actually seeing from Frisk too, because there were a couple of moments where she's like, all right, I'm trying to take control of this part of the map. I'm trying to get inked up. But then the moment that those engagements come in, you just got to get around a corner and get away. But they get splatted right there, and orange team has got to try to battle back.
18 seconds on time. We have specials available as well if you want to get into the fray, but you got to go ahead and get the last bit here. We only have about 10 seconds left to go. 9. The orange team is looking fantastic right now, Lyric.
Yeah, I'm loving the way that they're prioritizing just let's get all of the orange out of the base, but it looks like blue team already going up in the territory. That's going to be game. Let's see what the map says. So close. Oh my god, it's too close to tell. I think Orange Team gets it off of the base.
45 to 45.
2% difference. The Orange Team, like you said, they were left pretty much to their own devices up at their base. Nothing was challenged, and then at the very end, what did they do? They made their move. They went right over to the blue team's base. They were able to sneak out some. By the time the blue team realized that they already had one person spot down, and that made it so different because once you're removed from the picture in those last 30 seconds, you lose that clutch factor.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that you think about the first time you play Splatoon is, okay, well, why would I focus on taking down the enemies when you win by taking control of more of the turf? But that's exactly what you're saying, is that you take down one, especially if you get 2 splats, you're going to be able to take so much of that middle part of the map. And because that game was so even, again, you saw it decided by 0.2%, and you saw the team strategy coming out.
And you saw Abdallah as well trying to talk them all together like, hey, look, make sure we do exactly the same thing, because they were so focused. Like, we saw a lot of times, like right here, the orange team started off hot, but then the blue team was able to answer back very shortly after with a couple of wins in any of the times they engaged with each other. But it was the orange team that focused more on getting the stage covered, as you need with Turf War. Rather than engaging in these fights, they were focused more on making sure they played to the win condition, and that's exactly how it played out at the end.
Yeah, gotta hit these corners. It's so important in Turf War. I mean, it came down to like a 0.2% at the end, so it just goes to show how tight our competitors are. None of them want to be eliminated. They all want to go into that next game.
And again, this is a best of 3, by the way, so the orange team wins the next round, or whatever color they do end up being, right? As long as that team wins again, they're going to be the ones taking it 2-0. But it's going to be really close, how close we saw it be. And if they're adjusting their strategy more, things might step up even to another level. Because, again, you were talking about getting the splats so that you can take more stage control. Because at the beginning of the game, there were a couple of moments where blue team, I mean, really blanketed the center of the stage. I mean, orange team, they were getting the corners, like you mentioned, Lyric, but they were confined to their base. But near the end of the game, they started coordinating and saying, you know, we need to put the blue team in 2v1s. 2 orange team taking on 1 blue team member. Everybody else can kind of go run and hide. They can make sure that they don't get jumped on, right?
Remember,
but those 2v1s, you basically get a guaranteed win, and then you just get that part of the map.
The end of the last round, we got to talk to Bowser for a little bit, and Bowser said himself, I was a big fan, watched him a ton, wanted to see him, but now I want to beat him. I want to be the next generation that takes it up, and that's exactly what Bowser was able to do. Yet again, the coordination that he had with the team going into that, their communication was just on fire. They moved around any of the times that they needed to kind of get someone cornered and get that win. They worked as a unit all the time, whereas it was a little bit more sporadic on the other side. So I think we're going to see a lot more coordination and working together from Abdallah's team going into this next round.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, we're going this time stage random, while before we kind of knew with Eeltail Valley like what was going on here, but now we get to kind of see how far this knowledge goes even further. So once again, we are just waiting for our competitors to just load up here, but it's all on the line in this best of 3.
I'm brimming with anticipation, personally. I mean, I don't get the opportunity to watch Splatoon all the time, but when I do, you see how exciting this game gets, because we've talked about a lot of the strategy. That's what fascinates me. But even just those head-to-head battles can get so intense.
I mean, you said it yourself, walking into this building, and you might end up becoming a fan of something that you weren't even really attached to before. I mean, the majority of us, or all of us, are attached very well to the Smash Ultimate scene, but here we get to enjoy this pretty solid gameplay of Splatoon that they've had, even with maybe not having a lot of history together. But here we go. Round 2 begins now. We already saw the orange team up 1 round. Best of 3. Blue team has to answer back.
I'm loving the way that blue team right now prioritizing the base once again, but look how much the orange team has now covered. They're looking to get center stage control so they can just go back and be very comfortable here, but here comes everybody meeting in the center once again. Looks like orange team, though, is going to have the advantage. They're going to slide right in, get that first splat, unfortunately for them.
And that first splat can mean so much, right? Because, again, we talk about building up that momentum, covering the center of the stage, and, I mean, you said it, AJ. You focus on getting your own base first. We saw Danny and Frisk hanging back. Abdallah not quite able to get one there, but
like, Abdallah still was able to put so much extra damage on because Alex was so drawing the focus away from the orange team in center that they weren't paying attention to Abdallah up at the top. Abdallah does fall on the other side, so a couple they kind of disengage from center. I do like that. It's smart to not continue to push, even in the midst of a fray like that, because once they start respawning, things can get real bad real fast.
so close here. Danny just trying to evade, but look at this. Danger zone already up for complete wipeout on the blue side. Blue losing turf so poorly right now. But look, we're still prioritizing trying to ink these corners around.
Oh, but there's the ambush. We talked about that right there. Zelda Universe getting one on the board courtesy of their very own. But look at this right here in the center stage. This can be an absolutely pivotal moment. When you're fighting for the center stage, when you're having this one-on-one battle to take control. No, it's a 2v1.
It's actually a 2v1, but he ends up getting
Bowser getting one and then two.
What an incredible play by Alex, taking out both of them. Bowser tried to sneak up, and then he still was able to get the other side. Now, all of a sudden, the blue team just gets to push deep into orange territory. You're seeing so much being added on here by Alex.
Loving the booyahs there, too. Just a nice little Splatoon taunt right in front of your face. But look how much coverage that orange team has above, too. I feel like we're focusing very much on the kind of that center part, but you have to look at the turf. It's all about the turf. It's not about the splats.
Exactly. That's the main thing that matters at the end of the day. You can knock people out, but make sure you're getting your control. If you don't have the control, you're not getting the dub, and that's something that the blue team can't afford to happen. That's going to be a knockout coming in from NFG over Abdallah. That's going to put him on the timeout corner, and NFG gets to keep building up. She's playing well from that last one, and Ash is over there as well on the other side, continuing to build it. Orange team just playing so well here at the end.
So much center stage control, and you talked about it, AJ. You said don't sleep on NFG. That ambush was absolutely insane. Blue team does finally have everybody back on the field now, and they're trying to fight back for what's theirs with less than 30 seconds left. It's going to be a tough one. 1v1's happening in the middle right here, playing around the shields. What's going to happen here?
You can also use your utility on the splat bomb to get some of that kind of ink out there just so you can start inking. 9 seconds left though. Let's see where we're at right now. It's getting so scary. Frisk still in the center. Ash once again trying to just get the bombs out. Let's see how it's gonna go as we potentially could be seeing a 2-0.
I mean, it definitely got a little bit carried at the end. Actually, blue team has a really good coverage on their base and a lot of that other side, and they end up getting game number 2. So there was so much focus in the center, but the blue team was able to sneak their way into enemy territory, get a lot of late coverage, and very similar to what happened with the orange team last game, they held down their base. They did not let them take that away, and that was exactly what they needed. Not a 0.2 difference this time. Instead, it ends up going down to a 5% difference, so we get that game 3.
And that's what we saw at the very start of the game, too, from the blue team, is that we saw 2 members going for center stage, inking up a little bit of their own base, but trying to make sure that they got a little bit of control from center, stopping the orange team from being able to contest them and just start rolling into their own base. And then they had 2 people assigned to just cleaning up absolutely everything in their base, every last bit.
Loving the utility usage, too. We're seeing a lot more specials, right? So maybe the people who weren't too familiar with Splatoon before, definitely using a lot more of the shield now, using the splat bombs to cover some space. So once again, now we are here at game number 3 as we're seeing some friends in the crowd now. Wave hi, everybody.
There we go.
You're on
wake
camera.
up. It is Thursday, day number 1 of PAX East 2023 edition, and a lot of people are out here having some fun. We see a third one has joined. You are not camera shy at all. That's what we love to see. We love to see everybody come out and have some fun, join up with the stream stars, everybody in the crowd having a good time, and the most important time, we have reached game number 3. There are people who are facing elimination. You did not want to see it 2-0. You wanted to see it play out all the way through to see who makes it through. And there was a lot of good adaptations from that conversation that Abdallah had with them after that first round loss to make sure this time it did not go that way again.
Oh, I'm just really excited. I mean, look, again, I don't usually get to see a lot of Splatoon gameplay. It is not my residence as an individual, right? But when it rolls around, it's one of those things that I'm just so excited to get to watch. I'm excited to see these replays. I want to see that 1v2 win again. You see that ambush right there. I mean, this play right here was insane. Flick to the left, playing around. It just, what a play.
As we can see, everything from these DoorDash replays, it just, well, then they almost got a last second little bit there with that spot bomb too, but it wasn't going to be enough. And just how close these games have been so far has been very impressive. where'd the tails go? It's like, gotta go kind of quick. It's what we're seeing right there. Recording themselves on the screen, and everybody, again, just having some fun. Lyric, from that last game, though, you're talking about how they were kind of shifting away their focus of going for the 1v1s, letting Ash kind of hyper-focus over on the sides, and I believe you were the one that pointed out as well, like NFG's ability to just kind of sneak in and break everybody up, including, granted, they did lose that 2v1 at one point with Bowser, but it feels like they're more coordinated this time on how to handle the surprise tactics of what Orange Team was trying to do in game 1.
Well, I mean, the whole point is that they did set up that 2v1. I mean, Bowser may have won, but the whole point is that you have that situation set up in the first place. Once you start incorporating those strategies, then it's all about executing it. And look, I mean, you just can't help it when somebody just plays the most insane 5 seconds of Splatoon 3 you've ever seen.
Yeah, and Alex has just been really like a staple for that blue team in that previous game. What do you want to see out of a couple of what are the other players, their strengths so far, that you would like to see them maybe try something different to prevent that this third round loss?
Honestly, Splatoon is such a flexible game where if you feel like you're really not that great at the combat, there is nothing wrong with just trying to ink the turf. I think being a team game, there are specialties and weaknesses of every player there. And you know what? Alex is just the 2v1 god. I don't know what to tell you. So just, you know what? Maybe leave the combat up to Alex because he's got half the team in his palm.
We want to see the ace, okay? You got to get the four. you have to now one up that. You have to get the 4-team KO. Like, it has to happen. So if the Orange Team could just collectively do us a favor, just kind of get all in one spot and let Alex
just
do
let
that.
One splat bomb land in the middle of them and just go, huh?
It's for the content, okay? You got it, and they are content creators, so you know that they're about the clips, but they're also about winning. They're about the prizes, and they're about trying to get that trophy that's sitting up at the front, just teasing everybody, trying to see, as you can see, it pops up in the camera momentarily there. There is a lot of pride on the line between two players, but that doesn't mean that everybody else isn't trying to get that as well.
I have to say, though, as much as I love Abdallah and Bowser, I would love to see a third person come in there and just, you know, at least poke the championship just a little bit. So you know what? You weren't expecting me, but what if I just were to come in and be in that final game?
I want to see gaming with an E-I-N-G. All right, well, I believe are we swapping up the teams?
I believe we might be actually doing a team swap. So it looks like we're not going to stay committed to the same ones. We actually might be doing a little bit of a fix here. So once we get that situated, we'll let everybody know. But first, before that, remember, these are points that are on the line. Bowser sitting at the top with that 10. Abdallah right behind with 8. But we're talking about people who are sneaking up there. NFG is also right there too. Nintendo Fangirl performed very well with that banjo, and that hasn't stopped going into Splatoon as well. You see she's right in the middle of the fray on everything as well. And we appreciate crowd hype. That's right. That's what I appreciate. Wait, is that clipboards? That's not clipboards.
Is that production?
I feel like I know who that is. But
I'd love to see the crowd get excited, though. Yeah, and look, how could you not get excited when these things happen? I mean, first of all, we've talked about kind of the big players. If they end up on the same team, that's kind of crazy, which may just happen. But I want to give a little focus on one other person that we haven't been giving dues, who also did very well in the Smash round, and that is one Zenigami.
True.
Who you got to remember is also up there on that scoreboard, and one of those players where they're not making the flashy plays, right? You're not going to see them topping the charts or doing the craziest things, but steady presence, always being in the hunt.
For sure. I mean, I gotta say, the teams here are very, very interesting. Abdallah, Bowser, NFG, and Alex all on the same team.
And I think I know why, too. So if you are going to try and help someone get through, because now one-to-one has happened, right? So technically you have a nullified point situation. But if Abdallah and Bowser lose here, that's a lot of points that are going to the other players who are currently facing elimination, and that can make a big difference. We're going to move into game number 3 right now. We got the pink and the green. Bowser and Alex wasting no time to start setting up on the other side. Meanwhile, the green team just choosing to get right in the middle of everything.
And again, I like to see the aggression in a game like Splatoon. I like seeing people get right in there, but starting off immediately with the 2v1 and Abdallah going to come in and clean up that first splat. Him and NFG are on a warpath immediately into the green team's base.
I'm loving the way that they just kind of teamed up and they were like, you know what, let's just go get him. That'll just work the best here. But now here we go. We're seeing our first kind of splats here as the Frisk is unfortunately going to go down. So it looks like Pink Team is going to get a lot of mileage for this, as we're already seeing the danger flash on the green team side.
Yeah, the Pink Team has been doing phenomenal so far. They've just been doubling up on it. They're right in the base, and that's going to get you caught for that. Nintendo Fangirl overextending a little bit, but they kind of make them stop. So even though you're so focused on Nintendo Fangirl over the corner, everybody else is just controlling the turf now.
Well, and I think that play was so beautiful because you thought it was a 1v1 for so long, and then suddenly a second squid pops up next to the other one, and he saw that Bowser didn't have time to react to run away. He realized, oh, 2v1, I need to leave, but he didn't even have time. Just got absolutely splatted immediately. Now we see Abdallah trying to take down Frisk, but can't take down that high ground green team. Starting to find their way back in this.
Yeah, I love the way also that we're kind of rotating around the cubes in the center, right? A lot of people are prioritizing the low ground versus the high ground here, and Bowser just so confident. It looks like green team, though, just trying to get a little bit more safety before heading off there. That's a lot of pink there.
Yeah, as I say, you got to be very careful for diving right in the middle of that. You go a lot slower, like you said, in that pink, and in the middle of that, two people were coordinated again. The Pink Team is constantly working together. There's Bowser, there's Abdallah, everybody just floating near each other. Meanwhile, Nintendo Fangirl taking full advantage of that and getting so much coverage up center again.
Oh, I like the use of the splat bomb right there to just kind of flush out one in that 2v1, trying to isolate it, but not able to win it out. Here is a little ambush here, though. Ash goes down, courtesy of the Pink Team. Again, you see them setting up those 2v1s, and you see another one set up in the corner right there on the other side of the map. They had two 2v1s set up at the same time.
I'm loving the way that Alex is also playing extremely well. We saw this a little bit earlier of just finding these random splats here, and look at the coverage on Pink's side, recognizing, you know what, I have a little bit of time. Nintendo Fangirl really making her mark.
Well, this is your time to move to the green team. You got 30 seconds left on the clock. Ash is currently going to get kind of cornered by, and they're just going right into their base again. And meanwhile, here it goes again. Sitting on, there's going to be 2 KOs. They're just covering the green team's base. Green team can't do anything. Bowser just getting full control. Alex is over there as well. Abdallah has joined him. Only 10 seconds left.
That was just a flex from Alex, too. You saw the movement as well. We talked about verticality. You got to remember to look up. Zenigami and Ash both go down, courtesy of the Pink Team. They're looking for one more along the way, but down goes one. Green Team gets a little bit more on the board, but Pink Team just looked in control.
Oh my goodness.
Which team do you guys think won?
I'm going to take a wild guess here, and I'm going to say it was Blue. I think Blue did fantastic.
Yeah, you can see on the corner on the outside ring of the map, didn't even cover it at all.
Yeah, in some weird universe, like if you combine the colors together, you get it. But that team feeling blue indeed, because the green team getting completely controlled. They were getting spawn camped. They couldn't get out, and that's pretty much just the dominance and the control that Abdallah, Bowser, and Nintendo Fangirl are all able to put together. So the top 3 who were potentially going to move into the next round, if you wanted to make it, you had to get rid of them, and I think that now solidifies their guaranteed trip into what will be a final push after this round.
As we're looking at the DoorDash replays, I just have to call out, I loved the teamwork between Nintendo Fangirl and Abdallah in the beginning of that game, right? They decided to just go out together. I mean, better in numbers, right? And finding the first splats, that definitely helped them out so much. It was really great showing, though. I mean, we had Alex just show an absolute, this is the trick shot that we saw a little bit earlier. It was like the surprise, I'm so confident. Really good stuff from both teams.
That's absolutely disgusting. And again, you know, I was talking about how most of the time you play a game like Splatoon, you're looking on that 2D plane, so you see, okay, Alex probably disappeared around that, you know, box. Is he going to appear on the left or is he going to appear on the right? Surprise, I'm actually on top of it and I'm jumping over you. Literally just Michael Jordan dunking.
Yes, it may not have been a 5% difference this time, but remember, you could still get 5% credits off of everything that you order and $0 delivery fees with that Dash Pass. Of course, the DoorDash replay is brought to you by DoorDash.
Give it up for AJ.
And
give it up for AJ.
We are here because of them, so we got to give them that love. And now the love is not being felt by the green team, because you just went into that, and not only were you kind of playing a more aggressive route this time, I think they wanted to play surprise tactic to the Pink teams. Like, look, let's not let them think we're just gonna hide back and let them rush up. We're gonna try and make it happen, but they couldn't win the 2v1s. They were too coordinated.
Yeah, I love the way that they were like, you know what, we'll play a more aggressive game, that's fine, we're confident, and then just the double team of Nintendo Fangirl and Abdallah were just like, hey, by the way, we know exactly what we're doing, we'll separate you guys, and then the power in numbers kind of fell apart there. But as you can see, I think blue team didn't really put an accent on inking as much as they did last game, so I'm interested to see what the game plan is going to be potentially going into final game.
Well, and especially if you change it up going into this next one, right? Because green team was very aggressive, but from a turf inking perspective, right? They said we want to get into the center immediately, and we want to try to take control. We want to open up our movement right and to be able to kind of give ourselves a little bit more opportunity to maneuver around the map. But on the other side, you saw the pink team get very aggressive with getting splats. I mean, it wasn't even, again, we talked about Abdallah and NFG. It wasn't even about them taking control of the stage. They were just a splat squad.
Yeah, I mean, Abdallah started off the round with a perfectly placed splat bomb that just ended up leading to a 2KO. Like, you have to be so wary of that. We're going to see a very similar setup as last time, but this time we're going to see another switch up, and this is going to be a complete fight for center. And this time, the green team, excuse me, the purple team actually doing the same thing. They're just rushing right in.
Yeah, I mean, what's not broken, don't fix it, right? And honestly, Abdallah and NFG proving to be a great team. So look at them just kind of waiting around in their ink, trying to find the right time to strike. Will be Abdallah going down, but it looks like NFG trying to hunt down Frisk here. As now here we go. It's so intense because the bottom platform is actually all moving.
The wheel on the bus went around, but that was the final stop for the purple team there. They got caught right in the middle of the green team again. Abdallah catching two. Zenigami over there can go help out, but not enough ink on that wall component to be able to get up and try and go help out.
And again, we talk about that verticality, trying to open that up, and you just got to make sure that you have enough. You got to get reloaded, but here we go. Ash kind of running away from a fight right here, and that was actually a really smart disengage by the green team. NFG said, okay, you know what, Alex? I'm going to help you out here in center. I'm going to start inking things up, trying to survive over here on the blue team, but that's Bowser rolling in. And look, he's been kind of 1v1ing everybody, but he's been a steamroller.
Already, you can tell it's just purple team losing a lot of their ground here. Alex, once again, the front runner here on all of the combat, getting one splat, and now two. My goodness, who's going to be able to stop Alex?
Well, Alex finally falls to Frisk, going to get in the middle there, but Alex was working on that team wipeout we were asking for before. That is the second attempt at it, and now everybody coming back in, trying to go get in the middle of this. Of course, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds left still to play. It's about turf control. It's not about getting into the fights, and I think that they keep getting caught, but the purple team all getting caught up again.
Did he know? Did he know?
What was he cooking? It was in fact the stage.
Let him cook. I'm not eating though.
Oh my goodness, Bowser here trying to get the splat on Danny. Unfortunately, they will go down. I mean, I just have to call it out, guys. Alex is the absolute splat master right now.
Let's see if they can keep that going. Right now, we got 1 minute left on the clock. Purple team has to make a big move. They have to try and get something started, which we're going to get the shields up, stopping that splat from getting anything going. Ash is going to get caught. Zenigami is right in the middle of everyone. This is going to be a bad 3v1 potentially. You have to get out of there. You cannot afford to take on this fight.
No, but he does not have anywhere to escape to. Splat bomb coming through to take him down. Green team again. That is Bowser just showing off that 1v1 proficiency. And I love playing around the shields right here, but one more member of the purple team make that two go down. Green team, a huge opportunity to just close this one out.
Yeah, honestly, it's just looking like such a danger zone for purple right now. With 20 seconds left, Frisk is going to get absolutely...
Oh, wait a minute! Oh, good shoot by
Frisk. The God Gamer.
But Frisk gets caught again, and here's the green team once again deep into their territory, putting on the last bit. 10 seconds left on the clock. They have to be able to make a big play here, and currently that's 2 down. That's going to be a third. We're close to a team wipeout. Purple team is falling. Green team adds on as much as possible, and from the looks of things there, it's looking very similar to what we saw last game.
Yeah, I think that we are seeing a verdant stage, if you could say the least. 64.2% green team. I mean, they were just unstoppable.
If you told me that they were using rollers that match, I would have believed you. The amount that like almost every single corner was covered, and they were able to do something that matters so much in team-based games like this, pushing them into the corner. They were able to walk them back. They couldn't take on those the 1v1 fights, and that played out because, like you said, you can also choose to just not engage in these fights. But when you're forced to, your hand will be shown. Can you actually take it on? And they were not able to get that job done. And that's going to pretty much seal the deal for Bowser and Abdallah, and probably Nintendo Fangirl, guaranteed to move forward. We're going to find out who doesn't get through after this.
I mean, we got to talk about Alex, too. I mean, Alex just came out of the gate swinging, understanding completely about just hiding in the ink, popping out at great times, getting 2v1s and all over the place.
I know that he was popping off when he saw that it was Splatoon because he looked comfortable playing the game. It wasn't even down to just like, yeah, I can aim pretty good. Like, there was map knowledge, there was game sense, there was winning 1v2s for some reason. I don't know how he did it.
Well, you take that and take that run to the bank with it, because that might increase that bank account a little bit later, because again, this is for a prize pool, but also for pride on the line. That big trophy up front, everybody wants to leave with it, but even though there are two who are in the way, a lot of other people are out here to play too. Like, it is not just an Abdallah Bowser show. Yeah, as good as they've been performing, other people are stepping up so far in these first 2 rounds.
Absolutely. If you guys weren't watching Nintendo Fangirl and Zelda Universe's Trainer Tribino, aka Alex, got a lot of titles on that one right there. You better be watching now. But speaking of Zelda Universe, aka Trainer Tribino, aka Alex, we got an interview with him and Raynessa.
Thanks there from the desk. That's quite the list of names you had going. Now, the desk really wanted, a full team takedown, right? They wanted the collection for, the splat paint everywhere. Now, I might have missed the last few minutes. You didn't quite get it, right? Didn't you get close? Didn't you get 3 at once?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How many players did you manage to take out at once?
Oh, yeah. Oh, at least maybe like 4 or 5 kills during that last match. Like, I just see someone, I just try to aim for them. Yeah, because everyone else is like trying to ink the turf, and that's the whole point. So I gotta make sure I just get them out, or else we can't ink their turf. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I know about the game.
Okay, I mean, hey, that's a great start. That's more than me. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but this is a unique competition. You guys don't know what the games are. How did you prepare for that?
Well, I played Nintendo games all my life, basically, so a lot of those involve multiplayer games, so I just, learn how to just play and just have fun.
Yeah, were you the team leader? Who was controlling comms?
Oh, that was definitely Abdallah and Nintendo Fangirl. I was just told, ink the base, just do that, and then come join us after that.
Now, I'm curious, what was your favorite? What's your favorite color, right? We got to see a lot of different colors splatting around everywhere.
Well, I'm wearing it right now. Purple, obviously. So I'm a little sad I wasn't purple, but that's okay.
I mean, mine is pink, so I was a big fan of the entire pink-covered map. That was great.
Yeah, pink is great.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting me in that. So we have a few more games to play, and I'm curious, is there a Nintendo title you haven't gotten your hands on, or one that you love? Like what's the game you really want it to be?
I really like Mario Kart, to be honest. I love to play Mario Kart, especially all the DLC levels that came out. So I love to play some Mario Kart for sure.
Very nice. Well, I mean, for people here who are exploring around PAX, walking around, I do see a nice Mario Kart booth back there, right? We've got our HP Omen booth, which you may have noticed. The monitors up here. We have DoorDash. So even if there's not Mario Kart in there, if you do some booth exploring, you'll have the opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we are going to give our competitors a little bit of a break before we reveal the next game. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us here at PAX Arena, presented by DoorDash. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
folks, welcome back to PAX Arena. Here we are getting back into Stream Stars. We're already halfway through. We got another fun one coming up, and it's the same desk as it has been. Whether that's fortunate or unfortunate, you decide. Kimona, Ajax, Lyric, all here with you today, and it has been a blast so far.
Yes, it's been a series of unfortunate events for some of the competitors, but it's fortunate for us to be able to have some fun up here, like you said before. There's going into the next game momentarily. The two leading up to this point were Smash Ultimate and Splatoon 3, and honestly, we saw some pretty high-level gameplay for what has been a pretty chaotic moment for many people in those you don't know what you're going to be prepared for leading into this competition.
I have to say, though, the game that is coming up for our Stream Stars is probably the most wild card of them all. I think a lot of people would assume after Smash and Splatoon, they'd be playing something like Mario Kart, but no, instead we are going to be playing Kirby's Dream Land Buffet, a very chaotic game to just add to the group.
This Kirby's Dream Buffet brought to you by DoorDash.
Basically, I mean, that is what we're here to do. We're here to eat and eat some more. That's what this game is all about. If you've never seen it, I don't even know how to, it's like 70% Fall Guys, 20% a restaurant, like.
You know what, this is just what Kirby wanted. I mean, we have the entity that can, you know, just take out entire galaxies, but instead he's just happy all the time and gets to eat a lot of strawberries, because that's what we're going to see. They're going to be chasing down those strawberries as the race goes on. They're going to be trying to make it to the end. You want to be the one who tries to make it the play for that 50 cake to get those points on faster. However, if you're neck and neck with someone, it might be okay to maybe go towards one of the lower points, because if you don't get to the cake first, you get bounced away. And when you get bounced away, that gives someone else an opportunity to sneak it. So you might have gotten the most points, or you end up being the outlier, staring at everybody else, getting all the strawberries as you move into the next round.
It's going to be a particularly intense version of Kirby's Dream Buffet as well, because we're going to be doing 1v1s, and I think that's, everybody's like, yeah, 1v1, yeah, 1v1 me, we're going to find out who, and it's in Kirby's Dream Buffet, which I love. I want to see people, because again, we talked about, like, you know, Smash, Splatoon. Most people will go like, okay, if we're going to be playing Nintendo games, I probably expect those to show up, right? Like you said, Lyric, wild card. I don't know how many people have prepared for this game, and I want to see some people try to figure it out on the spot.
Yeah, I think this is a good game to digest right away, because honestly, all you got to do is roll forward, get some strawberries, and you'll figure it out as you keep going. Honestly, I needed one in there. Ajax got one in there. Now, Kimona, you need one at the end, okay?
No, I don't.
Hey, look, Lyric wanted a cake, and we're going to eat it too, okay? That's what matters here. And oh, Kimona loves us so much. We also love this. We also love the Kirby franchise and the uniqueness of it. Like, there's a lot of great games that have come out over the years. This one is kind of a stray away from the normal gameplay we've seen with Kirby. Obviously, Kirby's has a great pool of villains that you've been able to take out over the years, and Superstar Allies was another great time to be able to play all of them. But now you get to see all of those characters who've been putting in some galactic problems to everybody, and instead they're going to be rolling around.
Yeah, I mean, you know what this is that, you know, every Kirby game starts off with Kirby's picnic gets interrupted or something, right? He didn't get to eat his. This is what happens when the picnic doesn't get interrupted.
It's when the picnic
what you're about to
devours
experience is, you're like, oh, but I wonder what would happen if he could just be happy. It's this.
Yeah,
you're going to get to experience it.
We've been talking about this too. You mentioned this. Kirby has always had some really great multiplayer games as well. I mean, on the Nintendo GameCube, you can't forget about Kirby Air Ride. What a great multiplayer game. And honestly, Dream Buffet is no different. You can play this, you know, one-on-one. You can play with 4 players. You can play online as well. There's tons of things this game has to offer.
To whom it may concern, who can hear me in the distance, please give us more Kirby Air Ride. I know somebody in here who can make it happen, okay? So one of you, please make it happen. More of that game, well, more of this, of course. Like we said, this is very unique. And it's still a racing game at its core with the way that you're going to try to race the end. But there's also the final buffet. When you are in that spot, you're trying to, it's a bit of a mini battle royale, if you will. And with the 1v1s, that creates an interesting situation, because there's not the group effort of everybody trying to knock you off the stage. This is just the 2 people who are just trying to knock each other off the stage. The spike, of course, being a great power-up in that. So if you can get a hold of that, it's great. Also, I love the customization you could get on the Kirbys, as we see the bandana, Waddle Dee bandana on the Kirby here on player 1 side.
I gotta love seeing any kind of bandana D, but yeah, blue and red going at it. I believe that's what, Abdallah and Abdallah on the left and Ash on the right?
Yes, looks exactly like it. And I think just like we've been talking about this entire time, what are you prioritizing? So it seems like Ash is prioritizing getting a lot of the strawberries, but unfortunately falling off there just a little bit much here. Using the spice, though, to get ahead. I mean, you do have a couple of speed power-ups in here as well, but Abdallah just looking so strong.
And speaking of that, prioritizing getting things like the tornado. Tornado pulls everything towards you, so it makes it a little easier. And Abdallah, wasting no fear, going right across the bridge in the center to move a little bit further. That tornado power-up, and he's also holding on to another power-up here. Gonna go ahead and stop that one right away.
The sense from Abdallah looking at the other screen and going, okay, I know she's coming. She's right behind me, isn't she? I've got to make sure this gets stopped, because Abdallah has been prioritizing getting to the end first, getting the big reward. You see the big cake looming in the distance, and it's going to be all ashes, isn't it?
You gotta eat all of the cake, though, just using your palm on the circle. Here we go. We'll see what's gonna happen, but 67 to 35. Looks like Ash is gonna be the winner that round.
All you needed to do was get one good play, and it was actually Abdallah who got knocked off by one of the CPUs, push him out of the way, and now we're gonna go to that buffet round where we're gonna have to go up against each other. Power-ups are the key here. You gotta make sure you're knocking people off, because as they get knocked off, they're gonna lose out on some of those points they have.
And being big and full can also be a really big advantage here. You see that Ash right now, I mean, still sitting with a very comfortable lead as the time ticks down. Looks like it's going to be all hers. That 3 really evading her, but it doesn't matter. Nearly doubling Abdallah's score.
Oh my God, look at that Kirby big. Yay! And now another race. So we're going into another race round here, Lyric. We saw how Abdallah's kind of giving some respect over to Ash. Like, look, I can't afford to try and go challenge getting rid of your points too early. Let's focus on the next race. Let's make sure I'm prepped for as we go to this one, because if he gets access to that 50 cake first, he can still easily get himself back into this.
Absolutely, and I like the way that Ash is really just keeping the same strategy as well. Looks like Abdallah kind of trailing behind right now, but it looks like Ash is just rolling on through the course here. Just going all the way up. The CPUs are very, very good, as they are already super far ahead. You're talking about that tornado before Ajax, as Ash now actually has it in her disposal.
An advantage that can actually go to the players who are behind first is the fact you have to break that wall to get down. So if somebody else takes care of it for you, you get a moment to catch up. Abdallah going for the jukes around the pancake right there to get up, and he even going this tornado power up helping, but Ash is still not that far behind.
We've got another power-up at the ready here for Abdallah, too, who barely saves himself from completely losing the script. See, the berries right now are very even between these two, though. Abdallah taking the high ground right here, going for the 5 up top, and you're going to get launched on up, too. Right in front of that 50, you are going to claim the big prize.
It's so unfortunate for Ash, too, because Ash had a great lead and then hit the butter and then was knocked off just a little bit, and the butter makes you just go a little bit slower. And unfortunately for Ash, not going to be able to get the big cake, but gets another nice little cake off the side.
Yeah, luckily for Ash, still able to get into there to get that 20-point cake after all. So Abdallah is going to sneak away the round lead here at 159 to 123. Very close, but that does not mean it's over, because the Gourmet Battle Royale is now here. Spike power-up is really strong here. Tornado's also really strong here. Spike has already been attached by one of the CPUs, and there goes Ash getting popped off the screen immediately.
Getting the 10 strawberries out of the mix right there, though, so putting that on can be really important. Size up, and the spikes again! Ash just got punched twice in a row, and Abdallah still holding on. Got the stone at the disposal as well.
I like what Abdallah's prioritizing here, saying, you know what, I don't want to go in for the kind of the fighting here. I just want to kind of maintain my size. You can tell on the left side of the screen, just prioritizing getting those strawberries, rolling up onto the cake, and then rolling back down when everything seems to have calmed down a little bit.
And with that 35 seconds left on the clock, that's not only giving Abdallah an advantage, but Abdallah realizes at that 252 to 104, I can just start playing interrupt now, try and get to miss everything, but Abdallah does get popped, so that's going to give Ash at least a moment of relief until the yellow CPU again is getting in the way.
He's got the needle too at that size. You're basically just saying this entire center of the map is mine. Might just get snapped up, but doesn't. Ash, with only 10 seconds left, something big has got to happen to get her back in this one. Can't quite get the mounds of strawberries coming in and get knocked off again. Abdallah, nearly 300 strawberries. Delicious.
What a great showing. Let's see the results, though. Oh my goodness, Abdallah just laying it down on the weight there. It is going to be Abdallah who has eaten the most, I'm sure very full.
Yeah, that scale is not in for a bright future, as we're going to see. He gets destroyed. So But we talked about that, and we are still, again, everybody's going to be playing around. Everybody's going to be pretty much playing a couple rounds to try and get those extra points. This is the follow-up round to the beginning, so some people have been removed from the picture. Ash has to get a W to try and make her way to that final round, but Abdallah already sealing one victory. Looks like he's getting that much closer to that spot. He knows that's at that championship podium.
I mean, dude, it was a really, really good start for him, right? Because there at the end, he was looking like me when my meals are expensed. I'd be eating. All right, I see that's hit a nerve, but either way, we are going to get into a second round. 2 rounds for each of these players. Abdallah and Ash are going to go at it again, so here we go, starting off on a brand new adventure.
I love the way now that sometimes you just take the first race to figure out what's up, especially if you haven't played the game before. It's like, all right, yeah, I'll get a strawberry. Oh, wait, maybe I need to avoid these things. Maybe I'm going for it more. Unfortunately, though, Ash is just going to fall off the stage just a little bit as Abdallah starts to pull away here. Has the wheel, though, so we're going to make things a little bit easier and a little bit quicker as well. Look at the movement there from Abdallah.
And, you know, I got to give respect to it, too, because Ash tried to take the churro shortcut, and I would, too, to be honest. Like, I want to go the route of the churros as well. But this is, oh, no, another drop to the center. So going right in the middle of the donut hole, but they've both been right about the same pace. Like, they're not that far back, very similar to before, but that's immediately going to be Abdallah breaking through that wall without hesitation.
Yeah, the fact that he got that jelly right there, too, really big for him to just speed away. But, oh, my goodness, you can see Ash and Abdallah, they're neck and neck going into this stage here. Abdallah getting the pads, moving on up. You see on the left, Ash is just getting at least a few more strawberries. Each has a power-up. That jelly could be huge.
Yeah, the jelly helps you get through some of the weird interactions that go on the stage. You wouldn't get slowed, and it just allows you to glide just a little bit easier. But it's important to note, right, what are we prioritizing now? Are we prioritizing getting all of the strawberries so we can kind of have a nice little lead at the end? Or do we want to just get there
now,
first?
That's going to be 50 going straight to Ash, wasting no time. It's going to be Abdallah who fell, not able to go over and get that 20 cake either. So right at the end, you couldn't see it either. Like, it was at the bottom of the hill, and you can see Abdallah has some math knowledge, but very similar to that first round. Ash once again taking the first race. Only 20 seconds on the board to get yourself some quick points here, but Ash starting off strong once again.
I love how Ash is also holding on to the jelly too. That can definitely help out in the second race for sure. But look at the strawberry difference right now. Ash about to lap 100, and it looks like Abdallah is very far behind. Now, we saw this in the beginning of the first race too, that Ash really went out there. So I'm wondering if she recognizes now like what her win condition is. But honestly, 109 up against 72, not bad for a lead.
Yeah, points are cumulative here, too. That's the important part. So knowing that she's got to get back into the game, she's not just going for a round 2 win. She is looking to absolutely, completely knock Abdallah's block.
That actually makes a huge difference now, too, because Abdallah had so many in that first round. So that's a big reason why we're seeing the fact that Ash has kind of doubled back sometime for strawberries to get a little bit more damage on. And just the way forgot not to wait immediately, just wasting no time. And gonna get bounced in, gonna get sent back off again. It's a free push for Abdallah.
I mean, great use of the shortcuts as well, right? Not being afraid of those really small areas and using the wheel to get through the wall. That's really, 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 really key, because you know that Ash has made up a lot of time on those walls, and saving those power-ups for those moments where you're not going to get slowed down, super important.
So scary, taking such an elusive route here. Very, very tight on the roll, but unfortunately Ash is going to be knocked off here as Abdallah finally going to be able to find the cake here. 113 to 128 and now 163. The points just completely flipped in Abdallah's favor.
I feel like a lot of what happened that round that went south for Ash fast was she kept trying to take these very unique routes, like you said. I was paying close attention to that too. Kept going towards the spike ball, kept going to like shortcut spots. But at that point, it's just survival. You just need to make it to the end. But now we have the opportunity to make it back. It's only 175 to 130. This is the gourmet final round. If you can get a couple knockouts onto Abdallah, that's one that's going to get rid of some points right away. And Abdallah's going to get sent flying again. That's minus 20.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the fire. And both of them were holding on to the jelly too. There's more fire. The CPU is doing big damage to each of them.
Yeah, you get the double burning now as well. This is definitely not out of Ash's hands at all. I love the way that Abdallah's playing a little aggressive this time too, saying, you know what, if the win condition is to make sure you lose your strawberries, let me just make sure you lose your strawberries. But the CPU has been showing to be an amazing player so far.
Yeah, they're
kind of cracked.
Yeah, they're out here playing a fighting game instead. They're out here just throwing hands, and the tongue avoidance has been really good too. They've been able to avoid getting picked up and dragged off the stage, but it's Abdallah once again sitting at 203. Ash can't afford to have this go much further. It might be time to go ahead and use that chili pepper to get some fire in, but instead keeps getting bounced around and can't do anything to keep him away. There we go, that's one play. Can you get the knockout onto Abdallah? It's the only way you keep yourself in this.
She was trying to find that, and that's why Abdallah was holding on to that jelly for so long, because he was waiting for that burning to activate, knowing that she'd be coming for him, and then to activate that invulnerability. And Abdallah, once again, on top.
Not by too far this time, though. I mean, I do believe there are some extra berries down the line, but it still just might not be enough. It will be Abdallah, I believe, who does take it all. But once again, I mean, what can't this guy play?
Exactly. And again, this is a cumulative point total, too. So you want to be able to walk away with the rounds in general, but at that point, you're also playing for points. Was able to walk away with 278 that time. That's going to help that score overall total going into future rounds. Now you're playing that game of watching that leaderboard and seeing if anybody else starts to surpass you as we get to the DoorDash replays to take a look at this good eating they had, and that tornado was a big part of that.
Yeah, good eating indeed. And saw Abdallah, I mean, right, you know, ran away at the very, very end of that race. You saw how even it was, too, in terms of the score count, but that big cake at the end can make such a huge difference. And when he's rolling into the Battle Royale with so much effective health, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, if I am the competitors in the back, in the green room, who may be watching this for the first time, I may have taken a lot of notes there, because that was a lot to digest in just 2 rounds.
You already used that one.
You know what?
You can't use it twice.
do the same one twice, Derek.
Confirmation production boot on that one. we can only, you only
I'm hungry for another pun.
All right, see,
You
finally
got
did
one.
You finally did one. You can't get away with this. See, now
What do you
we've
mean?
all done it together.
I don't know what you're saying. I just said a sentence.
What we are going to talk about, though, again, is that leaderboard total. And if you're in the back, like you said, nobody knew what was happening leading up to this point as the competitors. So I feel like this game is one of those times where it's actually way worse to be the one who went up front first.
Right.
And also, Abdallah gave them a lot of knowledge, because Abdallah kind of opened up some of the routes you could take, some of the power-ups you should use in certain situations. So I don't think people are going to be tripped up, as long as you're paying attention to the CPU, because they were mean.
They were so mean, and I love how the difficulty is set to extra spicy too.
Oh, that makes actually so much more sense.
Because that CPU one in that last Battle Royale was a savage.
I'm here for it. I'm here for like all the play. And for looks things, we're going to be moving our way into Bowser now coming back up. We mentioned it before, Bowser the leader, and Zenigami. So returning back to Strawberry Mountain. We saw the first rounds. It's now time to see who comes out on top.
I need to note that production won't give me a rest either, because they told us we're rolling into game. I just need people to know that my suffering is never ending. But here we go. My suffering actually has now ended, because we've gotten into our next game. Like you said, Bowser and Zenigami going at it, and immediately
Bowser's getting bullied. Bowser's getting bullied. Oh my God. Everybody is jumping alone. The Waddle Dees, the Waddle Doos. For one, hey, why are the Waddle Doos just like rolling? Well, everybody's just getting cake in their eye. They don't care. This is not one care in the world. Meanwhile, look at Zenigami with this decent lead because of how much they jumped him.
I just have to say, Zenigami was doing so well so far out ahead while Bowser was getting bullied, but now it's looking pretty close. We're going to activate the jelly in a quick moment, so we get to get underneath a lot of the danger there and just glide through just a little bit easier. We're right even in berries right now, but unfortunately almost getting knocked away here. Once again, the CPUs are insane. They are literally up front, in front of both of our competitors.
And nobody's going to get the 50-point cake. It's going to be 20 going to 1, and Bowser doesn't even get access to the 10, so Bowser's got to watch from the sidelines as everyone else gets the better eating. And man, the CPU was not playing, like you said, extra spicy.
The CPU one might win the Creator Cup.
At that point, the production comes out and holds up the trophy. Actually, There we go. The 22nd round is for a quick boost of points and also trying to get access to some power-ups going into the next one because, again, they do carry over. We saw that there is some burning that was picked up, but they wasted no time. They actually went right away and started to knock people off. But if you look at those point totals, that's 3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th.
Both of them are currently behind the CPUs.
I can't say that I would do much better because these CPUs are actually just savage.
We really might have to lower the CPU level if one of the CPUs wins.
I'm phoning a friend. Where's Failboat? Failboat's around here somewhere.
Please show us how it's done.
Please win. Right now, it's all of the Zenigami show for the most part since it started. It's 57 to 45. This is also looking really good for Ash because remember it's total points, and if they don't start cracking those like 200 ranges, that's gonna be really good for Ash's like moving forward security to avoid getting knocked out.
Honestly, though, it looks like Bowser and Zenigami are able to stabilize here. They're both in 3rd right now, but honestly, at this point, we might as well turn it to creators versus the CPUs here. But we're still rolling along. Everybody is having a great time, but still, it's so close between our two
It's a neck-and-neck race right now to that 50 cake. Both of them right next to each other. Who's going to be the one to push the other one out of the way? And it's going to be Bowser, who was able to see. Actually, no, excuse me. It was Zenigami tried to shove him out of the way. Zenigami got in and smartly on Bowser. We mentioned this before it started. If you don't think you can get access to the 50K, you need to immediately shift focus because somebody else could go ahead and steal that 20. Do not let yourself lose out on some extra points there.
Those extra points are going to be really important going into this final round where Zenigami is sitting at the most points and burning right now on hand for Bowser. He's getting up a few more berries and just absolutely torches Zenigami right off the stage. Does get a few of those berries back, but this is becoming really close.
I love how every time we've seen a stage in the finals, it's been something different, right? We know the same chaos, but we're getting a nice little tour of Kirby's Dreamland Buffet right now. Let's see what we're going to prioritize, the strawberries or the chaos here as Bowser is able to get back the lead that they had. Going jelly just to avoid some of the chaos here, but still Zenigami not too far behind.
It is truly poetic that on the final stage, you are trying to fight for that bread on some bread. You actually have to try and walk away with this W, and this has not been easy. This has not been an easy show whatsoever. However, Bowser sneaking past the lead, 167 to 163. So Bowser has to run away. He can't afford to get knocked off, but it's going to be Zenigami tries to sneak a couple out, but Zenigami gets knocked off at the worst possible time, and even with Bowser getting knocked away too, it's... Oh wait!
He's got triple fight! He's got triple habaneros! Oh my goodness, this is so back and forth, they're literally tied!
It has to come down to the bonus at this point. Yeah, it's definitely going to be coming down to the bonus in the end. Both of them are so close together, but now look at this. The music's ramping up, and Zenigami just trying so hard to stay above the 200 mark as Bowser just trying to chase, but it looks like Zenigami will at least be up ahead right now. It could go either way.
My favorite thing is to look into player cams after to see how they looked, and Zenigami had the wildest, like, oh my goodness, like handshakes there. That was not very easily to 1, and it's going to be CPU 1, I believe, or no, CPU 2 that takes the W. But, like, my goodness, what a stressful round that was. CPU 2 walks away with it. Bowser and Zenigami were really close, separated by 249 to 245.
And again, this is about how many points you can accrue. And those point totals that they got, despite coming in 3rd and 4th, are really close to how many Abdallah got in his 2nd round victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to see all the compliments to the chef as well. One thing that I love about Kirby is that there's tons of fun things that you can unlock.
Okay.
Unlock new courses, music, stages, and more.
I'm glad you pointed out too, because for one, somebody please pick that Super Top Knot. Please pick that. 2, you're right, because as these have gone on, the levels have actually been getting unlocked as we've been playing. So there's new stages for people to play on, which is keeping things interesting. If you had strategy from watching before, it might not play out because new levels are being joined in as it's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, the ice cream one was one that we actually unlocked, and we did see it in that last round, and there was a bit of like those ice physics, right, that you got to get used to. But here we go, starting up round number 2. It's a fresh slate, it's a clean day. How many berries can you get?
Already, though, prioritizing, just speeding it up there. It looks like Zenigami is like, you know what, let me just get out up front. As CPU number 2, who has proven to be so deadly, is really ready to go and try and defend their title.
Yeah, I honestly think the strategy of letting somebody break the cookie wafer to get a few more points if you're behind is actually not a bad one. And this time they're both right next to each other, so going to waste no time, instantly breaking through.
I love going right on through with the jelly. You do have to be aware, though, because you saw at the end of that last game, there is a bonus for breaking the most walls. So if you do get out front and you can break through them, especially if you're able to hold on to some fire or a wheel, that can be really big. But here we go, we're rolling onto the high ground on Zenigami's and slight berry lead, not going to matter too much, but look at him just deftly avoiding all the cookie walls. This is getting close though, and oh my goodness, here comes Bowser! He's gonna get the 50!
He snuck right in at the last second to steal that away. I was so focused on Zenigami on the right, I didn't even notice Bowser creeping up on the left-hand side to get that 50. You still got 20. Again, it's a most point total. This is a quick round to get some of those points on. But I think between this one so far, Lyric, with these two, it's kind of, I might play out again at that final gourmet round.
Absolutely. I mean, it came down to about 4 berries at the end of it all. And look at the little royale that we got going on here, just falling blocks. And right in the middle of everything, too, all of our players are just rolling around here.
Yo, did you see the strat from Zenigami, too? He had one box almost broken and another drop next to him, so he just bounced between them. Big brain. Big brain Zenigami.
I'm going to let you do the work for me, and I'm going to go ahead and sneak in. That was extra spicy, if you will, on his play right there. And we're going to go to Strawberry Mountain now. This has pretty much been a home for a while, but what routes are they going to take? We see people try to take that, like, the side churro routes to quickly sneak through. But it's been the donut rush sections that have been really tripping people up so far.
Yeah, you get a little bit of the boost going underneath the donut, right? And we're going to see some of the power-ups come through. Both players are going to be getting jelly here. I love this stage. The aesthetics are so nice. Like, who wouldn't want to slide on a churro?
I won't lie. My stomach has been non-stop growling since this game has started. And this is not helping whatsoever. There's the burning, though. Like you said, you can use that to break those a little bit faster. But look at Bowser sneaking in right past Zenigami after they got that.
I'm right on the side scroller section too, where it's hard to tell what exactly is coming up. Map knowledge will be important. You're not small enough to roll through there. I've been there before.
Think thin.
I've been there before. Like, yeah, you're so big that you actually can't even get the donut rushes. So now, I mean, Bowser having eaten so much, falling a little bit behind the CPUs and indeed Zenigami as well.
Yeah, now Zenigami just trying to get ahead just a little bit. It looks like Bowser's size right now actually working against him a little bit. As CPU 1 now is closing in. It's so close here. Let's see who's going to be able to get it. It is Zenigami who's going to be able to get the 50 cake as Bowser will be taking the 20.
Last second push. That was what, 1 point difference? Oh, actually, no.
They also had the same amount of berries going into that too.
That is ridiculous, and now we are back on the grill. Good cooking incoming. Who's going to be the one to take this out? This is so close. 20 strawberries get knocked away if you get knocked off, so you cannot afford to have that happen, as we already see what happens. That's 161. Bowser now's a chance to go ahead and snag that lead.
You have Zenigami with the tornado, rocking it immediately too. Scrolling through, getting back some of the berries he lost, but Bowser does have that slight lead. And again, you're really looking at who's going to end up with the most, and 2 KOs already on Zenigami. The second one courtesy of that CPU2, the dangerous one. He comes back and takes his revenge, and also is able to take down Bowser.
Oh my goodness, just all of the berries just falling out of Bowser. Such a harsh lead, but they are still neck and neck, guys. It's so close no matter which way you look at it.
Constantly stealing them away from each other. That's going to be a knockoff, and we have the curry. You have to run. The tornado loses out to that curry. That's going to be Zenigami getting a lot of strawberries away from Bowser. Now 15 seconds left on the clock. Very close game.
They've been back and forth at each other. 10 seconds left. You see that size for Bowser is starting to get big. And Tornado is actually really big right here for Zenigami, because he's got to go and get some, and he's able to knock off Bowser just at the last second. This could come down to the bonus berries.
That was so close. If that was any earlier, they would have been able to steal those away. You can see Bowser is stressing in that player cam. Zenigami got at least some points off the board with that last second steal. See, look, you gotta, like, extra spicy is just winning as always. Don't eat the extra spicy food. CPU is out here thriving.
Definitely down to the berries at this point, and it will be Zenigami ahead by, what is that? Math is hard. Like what, 14? but we are just waiting just a little bit. But my goodness, look at this. Just so close.
I think we have to give credit to Abdallah and Ash after seeing that for like actually winning the amount that they did. And we just got word Zenigami wins by 10.
That is
10, that's so close.
That's a huge W over a champion himself. Bowser dropping to 10-point difference between the two of them. Bowser is now out of the tournament.
Wow.
For that. Like that is crazy. So he doesn't get that chance to try and go take on Abdallah, and Abdallah showing once again the dominance in any game that gets touched.
He is the everyman, isn't he? And yeah, we're gonna get to see some of these replays, and right at the very end, I mean, this was insane. And that's one of the big reasons why he was able to come out on top. There was also one KO at the very, very, very end. Literally the last second of the Battle Royale.
I don't want to have to make this pun, but I feel like I have to. If there's ever DLC for this game, you have to call it the Dash Pass. You have to, because as we are again once brought here by DoorDash, that was basically the dashing game. That was really fun, watching them go out, getting a lot of food, getting a lot of good eats. You too can get that with the Dash Pass. Make sure you go ahead and sign up for that. Again, it is $0 delivery fees, 5% off,
and you know
5% credits. Excuse me.
If you use the Dash Pass to save money on your DoorDash, you would then be able to use it to then
buy the Dash
purchase
Pass.
the DLC to come to. It's just a Dash Pass
infinite,
Ouroboros.
Infinite loop.
I don't know why I said that like Sean Connery. I got mixed up in my words, and then suddenly I just...
We are indeed a league of extraordinary gentlemen.
I have to tell you,
I feel like that's not the one I should have used, considering the fact that that's the movie that made him stop.
Well, it looks like Zelda Universe, Alex Trainer Trevino, the whole full name now. That's the new government for you. Versus Frisk is going to be our next match coming up to bat here. We saw such a close one between Bowser and Zenigami, and Bowser now out of the running to win it all here. So now, honestly, we could look at our other competitors to potentially take that spot in the grand finals.
And that grand finals is going to be something, I'm sure. Because it'll be down to what, 4 players?
We already have...
I don't even know what 4-player game could be.
Yes, 4 that will be in that final round. A couple confirmed already, including the huge upset of Bowser being knocked out of the event this early. Oh, actually, I don't say this early. It is round 3.
It is round 3.
It is now time. It's Waffle House time. We got round 1 here. Playing waffles. Now we got to climb that stack of pancakes. We have, like you said, Alex coming up here. How are you feeling about the chances going into this with the history of games he's playing? You're saying it doesn't really matter what he plays. He plays plenty of Nintendo games, so he probably has some history in this.
Yeah, honestly, Alex in the interview was like, yeah, I'll play Mario Kart, and, you know, well, this is kind of close, right? It's some universe.
It's just if you are the Kart, but you hadn't eaten yet that day. It's about as close as you can get.
Well, I guess we can kind of like think of like the CPUs as the blue shell at this point.
Pretty much.
They are in there. As we're gonna see the first waffle, the first wafer get knocked down. We'll climb that stack of pancakes to continue. Tornado on the climb to knock everyone off. That was such a smart play to push everybody away. And now all of a sudden, Alex is way further behind.
Getting knocked away by that wheel at the very last second. Yep, you're gonna have to wait your turn, and we're gonna see Alex just absolutely take advantage of that, using the tornado to scoop up all of these berries as well. Love that usage, grabbing another power-up on the way in, and the finish line is looming.
Ooh, I love the way that Frisk is using the high jump to just get rid of a lot of the obstacles in her path here. Still, though, you have to make up for all this lost time, and Frisk has done an awesome job of bringing it close again, but Alex so close to that 50 cake, but it's actually going to be ate by the CPU.
Yeah, nobody's going to get access to it, and then Alex almost letting her sneak in to get that, and she's not going to get the 10 either, so it's going to be Alex who's able to get 20 out of that, 62 to 29. However, remember, even though it's a pretty decent deficit, there are still multiple rounds to be played. You have this quick burst round right here to catch up with some strawberries, get some power-ups prepared for that next match. Also, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is a little disturbing. Whoever made this custom cake, just know. Oh, what is that? A chocolate bomb? Wait a minute. Okay,
Kirby, get out of there! Look out!
Get those threes, keep adding it up. Only a 77, so 40 strawberry difference. This is not insurmountable by any means.
No.
If you win this next round, you get that 50 cake, you can get yourself right back in. But most importantly is preparing yourself with plenty for that final gourmet.
I gotta give a shout out to the music too. All the music remixes of the classic songs have been so good. But it will be Frisk out in front this time, recognizing, you know what, it's not all lost if I lose one race, but unfortunately getting caught in some of the tracks here will be Alex pulling ahead right now for Zelda Universe.
Yeah, double chocolate deluxe cake, not enough to slow them down, but Tornado is Alex constantly getting access to those power-ups to break everyone up. Also, now you say that with this music, it's giving me like Bowser's Castle vibes. Like they started off with the candles at the beginning, and it's a little bit darker, but Alex is kind of cruising, and even though she's right behind, you have to start accumulating points ASAP.
I mean, when you're down by 50 or more, knowing that even getting that final cake, right, if you're right next to your opponent, getting that 50 might still not even be enough, although it could just be no roll to right into Alex. It's going to be a race to the finish with the CPU, and Alex actually got caught on the right, so there will be a 10-berry advantage for Frisk.
That worked out at the last second. Alex kind of fading away, not really committing to it, and gave it up to CPU, and like you said, because of that, had to actually go to the 10 cake instead of the 20, and now the main course battle royale has started with one knockoff, like almost happened right there. We're very close to an even game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it always comes down to this. Who performs the best here? Because the berries just fly in and out no matter what. It's so tense already.
Yeah, got knocked off by the spikes. However, was able to get 10 strawberries back in, so kind of nullified that, but that did allow some free time for them. They have to go, and that's going to be a quick knockoff for Alex. That's going to remove
that was a
right
double KO. That CPU actually just got both of them at the same time.
Oh my God.
Watch out for
the
the needle. Yeah, the needle's so scary as well, but Frisk is going to be able to pick up the invincible candy here, so going to be able to just roll around without punishment right now, just knocking Alex off, just as a little reminder that she's still in this.
That actually got her all the way back into it, coming through with that invincible candy, putting on 139 to 142 to 159. All of a sudden, we're at a much closer game. If Alex gets knocked off, all of a sudden, Frisk gets the lead. That's going to be Alex getting knocked off. Frisk is going to get the last few. If Frisk does not get knocked off within these 10 seconds, she will steal away this round.
Yeah, if you're Alex right now, you gotta hope that Frisk also gets knocked off the stage, and it looks like it does happen. That is a three-berry difference there at the end, and we still got the bonus berries.
That's actually crazy. Down to the literal wire, the photo finish with the final couple seconds, those 40 points coming in, but Alex was able to sneak it out.
So close between both of our competitors here, but it is going to be Alex actually taking down the CPUs as well, so that's a double win there in the first race here. Frisk not far behind though.
I think that was the closest one we had so far. Like up until the bonus berries at the end, that went down to the wire to try and get that dub. She almost had it. It was really close, but got knocked out at the last second. That invincible candy was perfectly timed to make a comeback. But Alex stayed composed, knew that there was still a little bit of time left on the clock, and just was able to pull out. Like, that's not easy.
No, you gotta be clutch. And Alex has shown to be clutch in multiple different games up until this point. Now, 43 berries was the margin of victory over Frisk this time. So when we go into the second round, the victor between those two, you have to factor in those 43. If Frisk wants to move on over Alex, you got to win by at least 44.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is getting closer and closer every single time. And I just have to talk about it. We have been seeing the unlocks every single time, and it's like, oh, okay, I love that.
I say we saw the DDD blue, but we also saw the DDD.
The DDD. You just got to go be DDD.
Please wear these. Please, somebody put the DDD hat on, okay? I don't know if we'll have the chance to do it because I think we're going to go right back into it again. Everybody's playing twice for that total points. But what if you just let them change their costume like right now? Like,
I just hit the costume.
All right, so we're not going to get that, but we are going to get a run back of matches here. We're going to start, I believe, this time on barbecue, which I don't think we've actually seen yet. That one was unlocked along the way. And I think that might be what we're starting off with here. Let's take a look to see if it's the same one or not. Yeah, I think we got barbecue this time around.
Right? Out of the gate, rolling here. It is going to be a little bit of a slower start here, but I like how Frisk is going for a little bit more of the aggressive gameplay here, knocking right into Alex, saying, you know what, I'm still here, but now here we go. I mean, what I like about this stage is that while, yes, it's like very straightforward on where you need to go, it's a little bit kind of tricky because you can fall off very easily.
Yeah, there are definitely some small areas too, and I also want to draw attention to the fact that, you know, you got to keep your eye on the cherries. You got to keep your eyes on the blueberries because those can turn in to bonuses later on.
Yes.
When you're talking about things being decided by 43 berries, that can absolutely change the entire game. If you have the opportunity to go out of your way to get them, that can be really
Frisk
key.
is making an attempt to try and go get something started here with this tornado, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Sneak away that wall break mentioned before, those bonus points, getting that in there, and get a sneak up. Oh no, gets pushed away, and Alex steals away the 5 gig and is on his way to go ahead and solidify that 50K.
He's so hungry. 50 strawberries, yum, 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 and there's just nothing left for Frisk at the end. 75-16 at the end of the first race.
Love how Alex is also kind of shaking the head left and right, like enjoying his time up here as well. We're all having fun. Let's see what our friend the waffle with the ice cream has in store.
I want that too.
Okay, I know. Look, like
Production, can we get one of those to the front?
Can I have that, please?
DoorDash, help me.
DoorDash, please
help me.
So we got 8 seconds left on the clock again. This is just the quick burst round to go ahead and get a few extra points, get your power-ups prepared for the next one. And that's going to be needed because we're going into the second race here with a 93-34 difference.
Yeah.
That is a big hill to climb, but it's going to be Strawberry Mountain that is that final climb here prior to that gourmet race. Let's see if Frisk is able to make it back and get maybe a W here.
No lead is insurmountable when you can just suddenly fall upon 50 berries at the end. And when you got extra spicy CPUs, it's not a guarantee that Alex is going to be able to get any cake at the end if you're able to grab the 50 on the other side. And Frisk right now making use of that wheel to climb up quick right on CPU2's tail. And I love that she went out of her way to go get a second power-up.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was the walls that was actually tripping Alex up just a little bit. But I like the way that Frisk now is just prioritizing getting to the end, getting to the bonus berries, because she's confident going into the mini games at the end.
Exactly, and nobody's going to try and challenge the center there. Both of them were struggling very heavily with those pancake walls, and that's going to be a first fall off for Frisk over on the side. Alex sneaking his way back up top, making a move, and again, that finish line is ever so looming, not too far off in the distance.
You see a power up here is going to be really key. That could be the decider. Got the wheel for Frisk right now. Getting around the Gordo, suddenly taking the lead over Alex. Can you outpace the CPUs as well, though, as we make the final climb?
So close either way. I think it will be Frisk finding the berries, going over the trick shot, too, over the forks. That's going to be Alex potentially losing out, or you know what? No, we got 10 berries, but it is a very, very close race.
That made an 11-point difference after what was a massive difference between the two of them before that. Frisk making a very risky jump, going over the center to make sure that she got it. But now we are once again, final gourmet. This is where everything is decided.
Remember, if Frisk wants to move on, you have to win by 44 points. Remember, it was a 43-point lead on the other side, and immediately both players getting knocked away by the CPUs. Again, extra spicy does not mess around.
Absolutely not, Kimona. And now, here we go. It really depends on the route that you want to take here. Do you want to go aggressive and start knocking berries out of everyone? Or do you want to go passive and say, you know what, I'll just go collect? Looks like both of our competitors are so close right now. The bricks, but my goodness, there's all the berries just falling out.
Yeah, and Frisk is being forced to have to waste a lot of time on trying to float back to stage. That's going to be a knockout onto Alex, so that already helps. That's going to be a big jump. Very similar to that previous game, though. You cannot get knocked out. So you have 20 seconds left on the clock. You just need to be very careful while Alex is trying to hunt you down.
Look at the lead for Frisk right now, though, with the clock ticking down. Barely able to hold on, knocked off again, still barely hanging on to dear life. Got a 54-berry lead, and that, Alex getting knocked off, that could be the decider.
That might actually make a big difference. We only have 3 seconds left on the clock. Frisk is going to refuse to get knocked off, and Alex, what was a huge lead before, disappeared within an instant. It's down to the bonus berries, maybe, but it has to be that 40-point difference.
Yes.
It's a 61-berry lead for Frisk right now. The blueberries will go further. Oh my goodness, wait, that could actually save Alex right now.
So close, but it will be Frisk here. We're getting up the points. Aw, look how sad Kirby is.
Kirby may be sad, but Frisk is happy. He was able to get the W. There it is, getting that W and walking away with round 2. But what matters is that point total. Who they're tallying points up right now. We're going to find out in a second. But what an incredible close out to that last game anyways. And Frisk sneaks it out with that final round in the Gourmet to remove Alex from the picture. And it's going to be Frisk who moves forward here in round 3.
What a great showing from Frisk. And we are super excited to keep going to find out who else will be joining her in that final round. I mean, we had 2 superstars in their respective games also lose out officially, as we see the DoorDash replays. You know, Bowser not being here, now Alex not being here either. It could go either way here at StreamStars.
And with only 2 players left fighting for 1 slot, it's going to be Nintendo Fangirl and Danny, I believe, on the final round. And that is going to decide who moves on to that final round. And especially when it's been as intense as it has been right at the start. I mean, look, Frisk was only the 2nd person to get 300 berries because Abdallah did it immediately. We didn't know how impressive that was at the time.
Well, as content creators, there's a new sub notification for you right there.
Yeah, right.
The W is up indeed as Frisk takes that out. Well done to Frisk. As we said before, you just need to stay composed. The final Gourmet round is what matters the most. As long as you have a good point differential, you are usually pretty comfortable. But once you get knocked off 2 times in a row, stress starts to pile up and you're wondering, do I go after my opponent or do I continue to try and get the strawberries? You need to get a 2-for-1 kind of win there and knocking them out, and it can end up playing right into their hands because Alex got caught by a couple of CPUs trying to go after Frisk, and Frisk just said, nope, I'm gonna stay over on my side. You do you stay over there. I'm gonna go ahead and collect this W.
W.
I want to see more of the jelly be used too, because we've seen a couple players actually go underneath the cookie wall with the jelly too. It essentially like puts you very much ahead. But the priorities, right? Do you want to get ahead to get that 50-point cake but miss out on a lot of strawberries? Or do you want to just stack up and accept potential, you know, disadvantage going in?
I think that you had a lot of time to prepare, watching 3 sets of 1v1s occur before you. Now, between Nintendo Fangirl and Danny, who is going to take that last slot? What is your preparation? What is your strategy?
At this point, survive, because the CPUs have been menaces, especially at the start. That's what happened to Bowser, and Bowser was never really able to rebound, and immediately Danny's gonna fall right off. But luckily it's not too far. You're able to go ahead and jump back on quickly, but a lot of time being wasted that's gonna allow Nintendo Fangirl just go ahead and creep up right to the donut run.
Yeah, and honestly, these donuts have been a really, really good boost for our friend Nintendo Fangirl as well. But we got the spicy. We're starting to burn here, but there's that jelly leading out in front. Oh no, Danny with spicy behind us. All 3 spicy people.
You can see Nintendo Fangirl actually shaking her head after Danny waited out Nintendo Fangirl to use that as a defensive tactic to try and run away. As soon as it ended, Danny instantly decided to use theirs and said, okay, I'm gonna now go ahead and knock you out.
NFG and Danny both working on that cookie wall along with the CPUs. They will finally get their power-ups. And again, burning versus jelly. Again, offense versus defense. Are you going to be able to pull it out at the right time? I mean, having the double burning here, especially going into the donut rush, that could be really, really big.
I love the way that Danny just used the spicy to just plow through that last section, saying, you know what, I don't really care about all of the obstructions in my path here. But Danny now, unfortunately, going to roll a little bit too far off. Still, though, looking pretty good right now as both competitors. They're pretty much even in strawberries until this moment. We're getting really close, Ajax, as the CPU is going to take the 50.
Yeah, it's going to be Nintendo Fangirl who recognized. Oh, actually, it was Danny who recognized first that was going to get taken away. Shifted target focus, so go get that 20. 10 wasn't able to be accumulated, but it still came down to the wire. Part of that was actually Danny trying to make that jump and accidentally falling, allowing them to get closer, but the green CPU was able to sneak up quickly to go ahead and take that 50.
We got the Cups minigame for round 2, where you just got to make sure that you're right place, right time. How is your reaction time? What's your game sense like? Which cup's gonna be next? It's the big one.
This reminds me a lot of the old Lick-a-Tongue Sushi minigame from Pokemon Stadium. Like, you have to be positioned perfectly to go ahead and get the most points.
And when are we bringing back the Pokemon Stadium minigames? I need the one with the Scyther cutting the logs again.
Whew.
I can still hear the Metapods as they hit Harden and the rock breaks like in my head. Like so much that. But now we're on barbecue. I thought we were going to get that earlier. We finally seen that barbecue because this got unlocked along the way, Lyric. Nobody has seen this stage yet so far in this run.
Yeah, for sure. And you can also use the egg yolks to like jump ahead just a little bit too. Unfortunately for Danny and Nintendo Fangirl, they are going to plop off the stage for a quick second. But you know what? Taking the shortcut on Nintendo Fangirl's side here. We got the wall here. Going to use the jelly to get right under, and that's what we were talking about.
You were bringing that up just before this. Very smart tactic, knowing that everybody's creeping up right behind you after you just fell. Don't waste that time. Reestablish your lead, especially with the fact that you're so close. Right now, the name of the game is getting to that 50 first. It's too close right now to go ahead and let that be a deciding factor at last second, Kimona.
Oh, and I'm loving what NFG has been doing, too. She's taken all the shortcuts. Her speed has been immaculate, but, I mean, hanging tough right behind is Danny, right? Just got to get up that burger wall, but there is that 50. Nintendo Fangirl once again showing off all of that Nintendo skill.
Yeah, Danny is not going to be able to get any of them, so 144 to 70 difference. However, reminder again, it's all about the final gourmet as we have reached the main course, Battle Royale time. We have gone to the Citrus Arena, but we haven't really seen anybody again get this one either. So not only barbecue before this, but now Citrus Arena. Nobody really knows what they need to take for a defensive tactic. There's no real to hide either until the platforms rise.
We see Nintendo Fangirl also prioritizing just keeping the tornado here. We'll see what Danny's going to get, but going to be the invincible candy here as CPU2 is chasing Nintendo Fangirl down.
Danny's still trying to hold on for that invincible candy for that opportune moment, not just trying to just rip it immediately. And in that opportunity, as it finally gets burned, I mean, NFG has built up such a big lead. It's a homing missile. Somehow NFG was able to outlast the whole thing.
NFG had perfect defense around that. That was when you see two people trying to chase each other around the pole as kids, and no one can figure out which direction to go. NFG knew exactly what to do, but there's one piece of the cake that is dropped, so that's already one out of the way. There's another one over the other side, and here comes the invincible candy from the CPU. So that's actually going to get rid of NFG and give an opportunity for a last-second sneak.
All of a sudden, so many points that Danny has earned after using that invincible candy. We will see getting knocked off stage again, though. Danny not able to make up enough distance. 249, and that's before the bonus berries. NFG is looking like a Dream Buffet pro.
Yeah, NFG definitely playing super, super well. I like how she prioritized just staying a little bit safe, used Tornado a ton of times. I think it's very safe to say that NFG definitely got this race.
You know, going into Stream Stars, which is completely Nintendo themed, you should have been worried about the person named Nintendo Fangirl. She's obviously been prepped for all these games and has been making it work well. Every single round has been looking good. But for Danny, very similar to the last one. Remember, Frisk was very far behind with a 43% difference, 43 Strawberry difference. Round two, you can absolutely make that back.
I mean, look, if your opponent can win by that much, then you can too, especially in a game like this, especially with the extra spicy CPUs. You just have to be able to take advantage of that chaos. Oh, again,
okay,
we gotta get the costumes
Please, can we let
going.
them pick that, please?
We gotta get them going, man.
Look at all the delicious treats we are unlocking. All of our friends that we've made throughout our time playing Kirby. This Ajax is just so hungry.
This game is not my friend. I have been so hungry, and I'm just watching as it goes. But we're seeing the main course line up there. We're gonna have sandwiches to start things off, and it's been a very close match between them all the way up to the point. Excuse me, sandwiches is the final stage. I read that in reverse. We're back to barbecue, and this is one of the few times actually where people have been able to go back-to-back right away on something they just dealt with. So a lot of adaptation can happen here. But so far, at the start, nobody really getting a huge lead.
Yeah, they've been able to stay on track so far, but things can fall apart very, very quickly, especially when you try to make up a lot of ground quickly. You see CPU up there getting crazy with the tornado, just an immediate lead. Both players have burning right now, though. There goes that red hot chili pepper.
Yeah, and this first race, I'd like to say that it really doesn't all come down to the first race for the decider. I feel like if you take the first race a little bit slower, it's very much okay. Both competitors, though, getting kind of knocked off and knocked around the yoke, going to help Nintendo Fangirl at least get up a little bit, but unfortunately misses the jump. So all of the Kirbys are going to be in this one center area.
And now everybody kind of jumped up here in the middle, right on top of that tomato. And we're getting close to that final stretch. You can see it off in the distance, but the frying pan, who's going to get cooked? They're going to jump over tornadoes online across the bridge. final stretch here, jumping over the yoke to head up to the top. And right now, at a current moment, it looks like it's going to be Nintendo Fangirl who sneaks in and gets that 50K. Just behind was Danny, so close, not able to get it, but very tight race at the end.
Neck and neck, and that came down to just usage of the power-ups, right? The tornado at the very end to take the lead. And again, we've seen, oh, they did put the Meta Knight mask on. That's so cute. But we do see part of my ADD. Yeah, I just forgot. But that is a really, really key aspect, figuring out when to use all of those really, really big power-ups that are going to change the game, and using them right at the end seems to be the strategy. Defensive instead of offensive.
So close here, but once again, I feel like we've seen a different minigame every single time, but everyone just keeps falling, unfortunately, into the butter, and the butter does slow you down. So as of right now, it is going to be Nintendo Fangirl who is the up front right now, but we have the final race here. Let's see if Danny's going to be able to turn it around.
And Nintendo Fangirl's been all business so far, keeping that lead, but like you said, Danny still very much has an opportunity to get back in. Gonna go ahead and get access to that cherry, and no, the 5 is gonna still get caught. Getting a little bit of a slip-off and not losing too much ground there.
Yeah, being able to recover quickly, being able to react to that mistake and then get back on, that's really the key. Because you're going to make some mistakes. You just got to make sure that you can break out of that pretty quickly. But Danny does get a size up right here, all the way up to 63 berries, but does get burned immediately.
Yeah, that was really clutch pickup from Nintendo Fangirl, getting the double burning there. But it is going to be Danny just sneaking ahead by a little bit. Now, we talked about this. Do you want to just break the wall, or do you want to just get the power up? As Nintendo Fangirl is going to be able to use the tornado to blow Danny back just a little bit.
And now burning is online for Danny. We saw before, most of the time people use this for straightaways, but instead using it on the side wall, so that way you can't see where you're going, so you might as well just kind of plow through everything along the way. And we're reaching that final stretch again. We are so close. 107 to 74, not insurmountable though.
That was really actually smart by NFG to kind of like fake going to the right to make Danny go, okay, well, I guess I'll take the middle power up, and then veering left and taking that away too.
Let's see how this one's going to go. Danny just getting slowed a little bit by the chocolate sauce here. Both competitors though are so close. They're rolling. Will the CPU get the 50 again? It will. My goodness, so close, Ajax.
Yeah, extremely down to the wire once again. This time a lot closer than that last round. It's only 122 to 108. The CPU putting on the Meta Knight mask like we were hoping for. And now it is the Battle Royale. This is where the winners are determined. Last round, NFG has to keep that lead, or do we see another last-second upset like what Frisk was able to do in the previous round?
She's not wasting any time. And look at that. I love the attempt right there by NFG. Jumped off the stage, used a little bit of the hover to try to time out that power-up, but just came right back on into that wheel, did get knocked off. But she's been very aggressive going for Danny because she knows the only way that she can lose to them, right? Danny has to get a really, really big win. Like, you have to get 100-something in this round, probably, to knock NFG off her throne. And Danny, they are trying so hard to build up that lead. Does have more than NFG, but getting knocked across the stage is very scary.
Yeah, so close here, but it is going to be NFG getting some strawberries for her trouble here. Now Danny looking to just use the jelly to get some free strawberries here. But you can tell both competitors actually going at each other a little bit more. This is much more deliberate than the other races.
We kind of have to because things are amped up now. Strawberries are flying. We got 13 seconds left on the clock. The tongs are out to try and go and snag someone up. Size up going over onto the side of Danny, sitting at 223. NFG has to knock out Danny if they want to be able to try and get this lead. Danny's gonna get knocked out, not the last second, but it's a 210 to 177. I don't know what that last knockout might actually make that difference.
It really might be. It really might be because it was 100-something in that first round. I know, and Danny, I mean, they had the lead going into that, and this CPU is getting all of the bonus, all of the bonus. This CPU might have like 400 berries.
Meta Knight is eating, and he's going to go ahead and break the scale. So the W is going to go to the Meta Knight, but the tally of the scores, that might have made a bit of a difference for Danny on what was an extra 20 plus. But now I think that might have helped NFG solidify that W.
Yeah, tallying the scores, I mean, NFG had a really great first race, and it will be NFG who wins, who will be going on to the final round. What a really close race, though. That was probably the closest one we see out of the four.
You know, if Bowser just played Bowser, I feel like he would have been fine. But instead, it is the Nintendo fangirl who actually comes out on top, been able to get multiple Ws, moves into that final round, which is going to be, again, the last round of the entirety of Stream Stars. It's been chaotic up to this point. We've seen a lot of last-second adjustments, people get able to kind of learn along the way, but a couple of upsets as well. One consistent has been NFG, who's been able to win at least a game in each individual game so far.
Oh, we're going to be very, very excited to see that last game when it comes up. And we've got our 4 players set as well. Like you said, a couple of people that we expected, a couple of surprises. Again, you know, we were basically hyping this all up as Bowser versus Abdallah, Bowser versus Abdallah. Bowser got knocked out. Abdallah was able to hang on and stay in, but we're going to have to see when it comes down to these last 4 when they play who's got the grit and who is maybe ready for that final mystery game.
Well, we're going to be passing it on over to Rainessa for an interview. Take it away.
Thank you so much for the wonderful commentary. That was great. I loved watching the absolute chaos from that game, Kirby Dream Buffet. Now, when I saw the game title and heard it, right, I thought it was be one of those Flash games from when we were little where you're like managing food everywhere. And then it turns out to be this wild racing thing. So first thing we have to ask, extra spicy difficulty. CPUs, how did you feel about them?
Look, we're all a little spicy. I had spicy tuna for lunch, so I was already belly prepared to face on all these CPU.
So does Zenigami have like the best strat here, right? Spicy food was prepared for the spicy racing?
Yeah, I think so. Outside of just knowing the game and knowing the mechanics, I think that's what really made him excel, for sure.
Well, we did just have a knockout round. And for those of you who are here this morning, I talked to Bowser, and you know, unfortunately, from what I heard, I think he has been knocked out. And I think that was your doing, right here. Yeah, okay. We see the shame. He talked a big talk, right? He was like, you know, I'm gonna take this over. I'm gonna be the new champion. So that's your job now. Are you ready for that?
I'm gonna try. You know, I actually met Bowser the very first time he competed. We were all alternates, and there were like 3 of us ready to go in, and we like rock, paper, scissors for it, and he got it. He won that year, and it's just been fun to see him like competing every year since.
Okay, so there's a lot of mechanics in this game, and as our reigning champion, I'm gonna turn to you as the mechanics expert. What are the words I heard? Spicy jelly, collect the berry. What would you say is kind of the coolest mechanic in that game for building up points?
I think the commentators did a really good job of talking about what the main strategies are in there, using the jelly to sneak underneath, and just once it comes down to the very final battle royale, it's really all about attacking your opponent versus messing around. So you can do a little bit of screen cheating and kind of see which side of the map they're at because your point of view is a little narrowed, and then hopefully you don't get hit yourself.
So from what I remember from Kirby back in the N64 days, right? That was the broken Smash character, right?
Oh yeah, look, it's down B, spamming in Smash all the time. Like, we all did it, of course. I love that little pink ball.
I had an older brother who did it. I didn't get to pick Kirby. So does this game, you know, actively carry on the legacy of Kirby, just smashing everybody?
I would say so. I mean, it's a fun little side game. I'm really a big fan of the main series games with Kirby, and you collect them, and yeah, they just made a new game not too long ago. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. We just all want more Kirby.
So more Kirby. Well, we have more games to come with our top 4. So how do we, this is the interview question you're never supposed to ask, but I'm gonna do it. How are you feeling heading into the next games?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm very excited to see the contestants alongside me. I think we're gonna have a pretty big party, let's just say.
Wow, okay, somebody might have had a little tip off there. But do you feel prepared for this then?
You know, I feel pretty bad for having to beat the other 3 players here tonight. You know, it's just really hard to be that good of a gamer.
So humble, so humble. Well, thank you to our crowd, you know, for feeding the ego. Appreciate that. We will let these competitors go get ready for their final game, their final challenge, and throw to a quick break. Thanks everyone here for hanging out with us at PAX Arena.
this will help with the sting.
Your game's looking a bit sloppy. Here, let me help you clean that up.
Stay in your game with DoorDash.
We started with 8 content creators. We are now down to the final 4 here at PAX East at the PAX Arena. It's Stream Stars. It's still us, Lyric, Ajax, and Kimona. We are super excited. We've had such a fun time so far. We've seen some of the best gaming I think we've seen all day.
Gaming.
Absolutely.
G-A-M-E-I-N-G. That is what we have seen today. And yeah, like you said, we're down to just 4 of our Stream Star competitors. We had to send some of them, I'm not going to say home because they still get to enjoy the entire event that is unfolding
We actually
around
revoked their
us.
pass. Like as soon as you got there, I was like, all right, that's it. You got the one day. That's it. That's all you have here. But you know, it's been a day of people getting to meet each other, making best friends. But it is competition. It's all about knocking each other out at the end of the day. You have to be the ones to be able to move forward and get that W. And we like making friends. However, up next, this is where best friendships are made. This is where everybody, look, everything that happens, nothing goes wrong. Everybody loves each other, no matter what you do, no matter what decisions you make, especially in Mario Party Superstars, because that is our final round that we have for this final 4 finish. And if you want to talk about trying to have a safety net of getting a W, well, if you're the person who's the most dangerous for everyone in the way, you are going to become a target. And I feel like Abdallah might have a bit of a target on top of their head going into this final round.
And he has been on top in literally all 3 games that we've played so far, and like not even particularly close. I mean, he is just gaming out of his mind right now. So, I mean, if you're the other 3 competitors, you might say, look, our only chance might be to take him down.
That's very true. Honestly, Mario Party is one of the most chaotic games of all time in all iterations, right? I'm personally a Mario Party 6 fan myself. I know some people feel like they love 7 or 3. I mean, everyone's got their favorite
3
one.
is the winner.
Mario Party 3 is banned in my apartment because my roommate literally just auto wins every game. He just cannot be beat.
The maps are great. I love Mario Party 3, but also I do love Mario Party Superstars because we actually take joy from every single one. Like if you are a fan of the games, there is multiple games from there are multiple mini games from each one. There's multiple maps that are from each one, which is going to be where we end up going. It's going to be one of the classic maps, I believe. We'll find out where exactly we go after, but it also got to think about this too. We talk about the hype of the players. Zenigami just came off of that interview saying, "Y'all, I'm sorry that I gotta like free up the rest of you. Like look, I'm sorry that 3 more people got to hold an L in front of me." And also, I like that. I like that confidence. Let them know. Let them know that you're coming out on top here. And the most important part of all this, we mentioned it before, you learn a lot about a person depending on who they play at Mario Party. And all I know is whoever's guest 1 is Yoshi. Yes.
Shoutouts.
Yes.
Shoutouts.
Yes.
More of a Birdo person myself, as Birdo doesn't get enough time, I think, in a lot of the mainline games. But we are, I believe, going to Peach's birthday cake for this one. So we have a very, very small and condensed map. Here it is.
The cake never ends.
Yeah, we just
got off a Dream Buffet, now we're here.
If you can't tell, the theme today is good eating, and it's going to continue. The final 4 all up there. We're going to take a quick chance to talk about them. Noticeable absence. Bowser not there. Noticeable absence. Alex getting knocked out. It's Abdallah, Zenigami, Frisk, and Nintendo Fangirl. And we said it at the start. We actually need to pay close attention to Nintendo Fangirl as well because she has been playing very well. And here she is in the Final 4.
Honestly, after watching those first couple of games that we went through, I was like, okay, I think this is somebody that is, I'm not even going to say at this point a dark horse to win this whole event because she has been impressive in every single game. And look, if you're named Nintendo Fangirl, I'm sure that you have played Mario Party before. She might have this one in the bag.
Absolutely, and I think everybody has their own strategy going into Mario Party, right? Do you wait until the very end to start making these crazy moves? Do you come out and get the stars right away? It's really all up to you, and especially on a stage like Peach's birthday cake, it's a lot smaller, so the happening is kind of everywhere. We got bonus stars on, too.
Speaking of the happening, besides the fact that A, you have to worry about who's going to be the one to guess which seed is the correct one to get over to the star and which seed is the incorrect one to avoid getting caught by Bowser's miniature island over there. But you also can set up piranha plants along the way to steal coins and steal stars on this small map. So it's about strategy. Where do you put it? Where do you get people to make a mistake? Do you buy out one whole section, or do you just invest heavily to get a star rather than the coins?
I think that if you're a true gamer, the way that I am, you will play to get as many happening spaces as possible, not even just for the bonus star at the end, but just because you lean into the chaos. You want to lean into the spirit of the game. And look, I'm going to pop off every time we get a happening space, and I hope that you two also will with me.
Oh, I'm excited for the chaos. Like we said, this is about making best friends at the end of the day, right? This game is built on that, and we're going to see exactly which one of these friends gets to be the one who gets the first turn, as they're going to go ahead and hit those dice and figure out who gets the turn order.
Okay. Still, we're figuring out who is playing who currently right now, but you always want to roll high, right? But you don't want to use all of your luck right away in Mario Party on the first turn. So let's see who is going to get started here, who's going to be front up in the choice order.
All right. In case you want to know who all is who, Abdallah is Mario. We got Zenigami on the Yoshi. And then between the Daisy and the Peach, Frisk is on the Daisy, and Nintendo Fangirl is on the Peach. So there's your lineup. And honestly, I gotta say, Abdallah on Mario makes so much sense.
Yeah, he is definitely playing like protagonist type play. He wants to win it all. He wants to win the championship based off the Nintendo theme, so he's gonna pick the ace of the staff. But it is Zenigami, who A, had commentary bias, B, also was really talking it up a lot in that last round, and he's gonna be able to want to get the first picks. On Peach's Cake, that matters a lot because you have first access to try and get some of those happening spaces.
Double 9 so far. Rolled a 9 for choice order and rolled a 9 right away. What a great start here. Now we got Frisk going up second here. Let's see what she's going to be able to do. Honestly, Mario Party always starts off tame, right? Until we start getting some items, we're just rolling the highest we can go.
We see one more turn left here. We're going to see Nintendo Fangirl take her roll. And a solid 10. You love to see it.
Yeah, instantly starting off the round, getting a deep amount of space, a lucky space. What do we get? Do we get an item or do we get some coins? Double dice is really good on the stage. 10 coins extra though. Remember, that star stays stationary here. So as long as you are always near that the top of the cake, with that 20, you're going to be okay to walk away with that star.
Yep. And honestly, you want all the time in the world because it's a small space. You want all the time in the world to get all the coins that you need. So instead of going for the piranha plants already to start stealing coins, we're going to have a very, very tame turn one.
I think that was too tame. You were the first one to get the event space. You were the last one in distance. You were going to possibly win this, but here, okay, this one can either be chaos or nobody gets knocked out. And that's going to be the first knockout already for Frisk getting knocked off the side.
No Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing this time. You have to fight for your life.
Ooh, oh no, a little bit of a double team there. So close though. I like how Zelda Fangirl kind of prioritizing staying out on the ring instead of just going in the center like Zenigami's doing. And honestly, if I was in the same position, I'd be falling all over the place.
I like what Zenigami's doing there. It's kind of doing some 360s, but they're going to make a double up attempt on Abdallah. Abdallah is just going to barely avoid getting knocked off the side. 25 seconds on the clock, and Nintendo Fangirl almost overshooting it and almost just jumping off the ledge.
And both of these players, like all three of these players, experienced enough with this game to know that if you go for the big hit, you're also vulnerable to get hit by another big hit in return. So that's why they're all sticking to the center right here. And as the clock ticks down, it looks like all three of them may just survive to see the end.
So close. Honestly, not taking a knockoff on the stage is a good enough a win as ever. So everybody's going to be able to get some coins here as we're going on into turn number 2.
That revealed to me already that they know full well how this game works. Like that one, as long as you're floating right around the center of the ice, you can usually switch back up and stay on. Everybody who wins gets coins in that. So it's only Frisk who doesn't get it. And now 30 coins already for Nintendo Fangirl. We're going to get another lucky space though. Do we get the coins or do we get an item?
It's honestly not a bad one. A double dice, you know, that just kind of makes up for it, doesn't it?
Again, Double Dice is fantastic on a stage lyric. Anything that could get you that much closer to A, picking the seed first, and B, being able to get access to the happening spaces first to start lining up those traps for everyone else.
Frisk already, though, has to make up a little bit of time, right? I mean, Zelda Fangirl close enough now to start making progress towards the star, but you need enough coins. Got another lucky space here, so let's see what we're going to get. We're going to just get a mushroom. Honestly, not a bad thing when you're already this far ahead in the coin lead.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to guarantee Nintendo Fangirl gets a star next round moving forward after this. She's already got, she was, I think it was 13 spaces away before that. Guaranteed an extra 5. Now you're in front of someone. You should absolutely do not that. Look at that. He's like, bro, like, I like that Zinigami looked at him and said, you weren't brave. Come on. Yeah, you happy?
What are we doing? We're not
brave enough. You weren't brave enough to do this. You don't have to be nice to me. You didn't have to do that. I would have accepted it because I would have came back at you afterwards anyways. Now, who has the best rotation skills? We're gonna find out.
Do not mash it so hard that you quit out of the game.
Wait, Zinigami, please. There you go.
Zinigami!
You got it.
Got it at least the 180, but yeah, you gotta rotate around on the defense. It's rough to go first if you didn't know.
Frisk, go. Frisk, go.
What are you doing? Okay, 360. 360, okay.
You know, in normal state, in normal terms, this would be really good.
There you go. There you go.
1800, 20, 2250.
Respectable.
Right. Now watch closely as Abdallah goes into full gamer mode here. Oh, we lied.
Okay,
we hyped it up.
We lied for sure.
Absolutely
No, we lied for sure. He didn't have it.
Oh, last second evened it up though. So we're gonna get an even round. It's going to be both Nintendo Fangirl and Abdallah who end up getting 10 coins out of that.
I don't know if you've seen the clip of Light Hero playing this minigame, and he does it so hard that he mashes between the A, B, X, Y, somehow accidentally hits home, and then because of the direction that he's spinning, just closes the game completely.
Oh no!
And you know, this could have been an opportunity to steal some free coins away from Zinigami if somebody decided to go ahead and set up a plan. But instead, Zinigami's going to get only 9 out of that, so they're not going to be able to get access to that first star, but they do get yet another lucky space.
I was going to say, I feel like this Mario Party game, I mean, we're 1/5 of the way there, and I feel like it's so tame right now. I feel like nobody's playing for the chaos that Mario Party holds.
Wait till we get to the seeds. That's where things start to get crazy. Who's going to be the one to have to go deal with Bowser first is the most important thing. Everybody getting these lucky spaces so far, they're all a few spaces away, Kamada, right now from that first star.
It's so close, and custom dice block really, you know, for Daisy.
Daisy's excitement gives me joy. It's got the box. Wow! Like, whoa! Not wasting that mushroom as well. Just get a go ahead, guarantee, get a chat with Toadette, get that superstar, and looking like a superstar again, Nintendo Fangirl has been the surprise factor for a lot of people so far, and she's gonna be the one to get the very first, most important point, and that's that one next to the star.
Like you said, the movement is so important because the star is static. You just have to make your laps around the map as quickly as possible. Now, Abdallah so far has gotten a happening space both times that he's ended up, and this is the first time that he doesn't, just landing right on a regular old little blue space, and he is talking with, he's talking with.
Oh, you did not just happen. Oh my God.
This is plot armor.
Okay.
This is champion plot armor if I've ever seen it ever. Just a random hidden block space just right there.
I think it's a skill issue.
Absolutely.
Personally, I think it's a skill issue, and Abdallah manifested that because he knew.
My heart races the moment I see that. Oh, this is, okay, so this is actually a skill issue difference here. Like, let's see who can be the one to stop the Chop Chop from getting the closest, wasting no time. Everybody just pressing it right away. So if you're Nintendo Fangirl here, you just go ahead and wait. Don't risk it. Everybody else pressed it so fast because nobody understood that minigame. Nintendo Fangirl laughing over there like, haha, y'all didn't know.
I knew how it worked. Omega laugh. Well, big for Nintendo Fangirl right there. And again, you know, this is part of the chaos and being thrown into the gauntlet that if you haven't played Mario Party Superstars and you don't know how the minigames work, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Starting on turn number 4, so we're almost halfway through here. Now on Peach's birthday cake especially, the star doesn't actually move around here. So the star is actually centered in that same location every single time. So honestly, if Frisk just wants to use her block to just go right to the star, not take a risk. You can absolutely do that. But instead, you know what? We're just going to risk it, get a perfect 10 and the star. What a show off.
Don't even rely on the RNG. First usage of actually taking a look at the map as well.
She didn't have enough coins to buy the star.
Yeah, only 18 because of that previous game. If she was able to win that last one, maybe, but instead, now you have to take that full loop around. I will say, on this stage, Warp Block is incredibly strong. That's probably the best item to have on this stage to constantly avoid those seeds that you need to get around.
That, and honestly, it's the friendship ender too, because somebody's going to be 2 spaces in front of that star, and you're 2 spaces behind it, and then all of a sudden you're not anymore. And now you're ahead of the star.
It's me. I ended friendships because people kept using that on me, and I never got a chance to ever get back to the star in the 20 turns we played. Of course, this one's only 10, so it's a little bit more difficult to try and hold on to that for a long time.
Now we're seeing, we got Abdallah here, 43 coins, so we got enough for the star, but I was about to say, it would be such a shame if you got 1.
That's, again, this is Abdallah we're talking about, then having everything work in their favor, and not only that, but they had that hidden block from before that worked out. They're gonna go ahead and put a point on the board, and they're only about 8 coins, well, actually a little bit less now, to getting that lead back from Nintendo Fangirl.
And it's time for yet another minigame. We've been all 4 players so far. We haven't seen any 2v2s, no teams, no 3v1s either, but we got the Mirror of Escape.
All right, this is all about watching where everybody else went first. Who screwed up, and how can I avoid what you did? Pay close attention to everybody's routes they've taken. It's gonna be Zenigami who gets the first door correct.
Not the second one, though. Honestly, I like the Zenigami route, right? Like going back and forth between doors, but it is going to be Frisk finding her way through here. Just unfortunately going back through the door. Let's see, but wow, Abdallah gets to go down all the way. It's so close between Abdallah and Zenigami.
The last door is over there in the center. It's gonna be Abdallah who recognized that first, and Abdallah's gonna get through that last door and get down. Just waiting long enough between a few people to decide to move first. He waited for Frisk to make a choice. As soon as he saw this, like, okay, time to go. And then once he came out of that door again, Zenigami went to the far left, realized, wait, we both went 2 separate, and I'm closer to the final door, and Abdallah now steals back that lead here. And I think with the amount of minigames that he's won, remember, bonus stars won't be a factor at the end. Minigame star might slightly be in favor of Abdallah right now.
Well, the bonus stars are always such a big factor when you're playing such a short game like this one. We're playing a 10-turn game, so when you're Abdallah, you're also sitting on, so far, having had the most happening spaces. Also a really big deal.
That's true.
So close here. As now, Zenigami gonna be able to get the first star. It is so close. Look at this. I mean, we got coins very close of all of them. And now Frisk just still trying to get the coins up so she can go get herself a star.
And Frisk understands the danger of what's happening here. Now, if Frisk ends up picking the incorrect seed and goes up to the other side, she already has the warp block. So if she goes over there, she can use that to get out of that area.
So it doesn't even matter for her that much, right? If she goes to the wrong side, she's just out next turn.
All right, drum roll, please.
So close.
And she gets away with the first one. So Frisk is going to be safe, does not need to use that that warp block right away.
Gets a free lap around into the lucky space too. So honestly, for a turn, this is a really good turn. You definitely need those coins. We'll be getting 10 coins, and not a bad way to kind of round it out for Frisk.
All right, well, it's NFG's turn right now, and she's got the double dice. Might as well pop them right here. Could be dangerous if you end up on the wrong side of the map.
If you get enough spaces, you could just end up walking around the entire thing. So I get why NFG decided to make that play. 10 coins are going to be taken away here, but I think she has enough movement spaces if this is the wrong one.
Not the pump. I have a bad feeling about the pumpkin seed. Drum roll, please. Oh, that's it was the wrong one. You can't pick the pumpkin. It's shaped like Bowser's head. But like you said, AJ, it's enough to at least just jet you all the way around. But you do have to give up so many coins. No.
That's a huge difference right now, Lyric, between what was a closest game on the coins, and now it's 34 and 36 sitting over on Zenigami and Abdallah. I had to think about that.
It's okay, Ajax. We've been up here for a long time.
It's been a while.
Regardless, though, I do have to say, if this had to happen to anybody, Nintendo Fangirl can definitely bring this back, right? She's been playing very well in the games, too. Abdallah, though, going to potentially get an item here for his troubles. Let's see what we're going with. We're going with Warp Block.
No hesitation.
I can tell you exactly why, too.
Hesitation.
This next turn determines a lot. Because for Frisk, if you get any coins on this next round, if you warp with Nintendo Fangirl, you can steal that star first.
Immediately.
But if you don't, Abdallah can then at the last second steal one away if she doesn't get past the star point. So it's going to be on Frisk to kind of prevent that. You have to win this minigame to make sure that it is not yet again Nintendo Fangirl getting another star.
All right, well, make sure you pick the right platform. Color's going to go up. You got to be there. Oh, and Nintendo Fangirl immediately falling off, which means no star for her.
Every single thing that was going well for her before is now starting to shift away, and you got to go over to the yellow point right now and ground pound immediately.
You know what? You play for the chaos, and that's part of Mario Party. And honestly, why did it take 5 rounds for us to start playing for the chaos here?
Yeah, all of the other ones were like making good friends. Now we're gonna go to green space, and you have to start ground pounding on right side.
Zenigami!
Trying to create too much violence, and instead ended up leading to his own demise. We're gonna go over to the yellow one. It's gonna start to pick up speed very soon.
Abdallah just said no. I don't think so, actually.
Instead of the ground pound, just going for the straight up, let me just push you off, and Frisk is like, no, we're going to keep going with the ground pound. Look at that,
like
he's trying to push her off.
At this point, if you do just ground pound Abdallah at the right spot, it could be the end of the game for him.
Abdallah, like you said, trying to walk away. Abdallah now to swing back. Here goes back to the center, so everybody's kind of safe. This one, are we going to choose right? Or we're going to go to the pin? Oh, the ground pound underneath, and Abdallah walking right over. Frisk choosing so much violence, and instead it's going to be Abdallah getting it. Let's go ahead and take a trip over with Raynessa to the stage to see how everybody's feeling so far with this round.
Mid-game interview.
Yeah, I'm out here to distract these players, right? You know, someone is doing too well, so clearly needs distraction. Did the ground pounds really throw you off? How'd you stay cool through that?
It's a patience game. It's a patience game. And a luck game.
And a luck game. Yeah, Mr. Most Happening Spaces. Now, PAX is about making friends, okay? We're making friends. Are friends being destroyed here?
Friends is a really strong word. I like acquaintances. Yeah.
Ah, look at that. Okay, they're friends. They're friends. Best friends. Best friends over there. Can you two take on the best friends?
You know what? I feel like it's forming. Yeah, I think it's there. Yeah.
We got double princesses going on here, so we're on it.
Yeah, you guys know about the world of perfect hair. That's what you have.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to distract you for too much longer. I think we were doing a short little thing here, so I'll let you get back to it. But remember, friendships are being formed. Stop ground pounding people. Thank you, everyone. I will send it back to our commentators.
I cannot wait to see those friendships that just got put together immediately betray each other in the next round, because warp blocks are sitting there still. Somebody's going to get some free money here, and that is indeed going to be Peach, who gets a warp block. So if somebody swaps her, she can swap right back. So all of a sudden, oh wait, that works out for Abdallah.
Nobody is safe.
Now we got double coins happening too on blue, and you lose more on red spaces. We really haven't seen a lot of like 2-on-2 mini games. We've really just kind of seen all 4 competitors go at it. But now here we go. We're gonna see Zenigami go to the item shop. I feel like it's just item block, or what's it called, warp block. But deciding for the mushroom per chance, and honestly, you got it.
Just a little bit of a boost. You don't need anything crazy. I don't know how much the custom dice block is going to help you here. But losing
right when I said we haven't seen red spaces.
That's one of the reasons he probably bought the mushroom too, is he knew he was about to lose a bunch of coins. So he was like, all right, well, I guess I can't ball out here.
Yes, and not even just that too. We have the first potential chance, because none of the happening spaces wanted to make it happen, to see a not 4-player minigame. And we're going to use the warp block. Frisk wasting no time. Frisk did end up getting it. Oh, it's going to swap with Mario, so doesn't win on the roulette there to try and steal that star away. But Nintendo Fangirl also only has 11, so she herself is not going to get that star.
Perfect 10, though.
Yeah, you got to give up your 10 coins there, but we do reset the seeds. Like I said, just don't pick a pumpkin. Otherwise, you're probably fine. Drum roll, please. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful flower.
It would be Daisy to
What
get
a
the flowers
beautiful
correct
choice.
multiple times in a row. Like, refusing to pick the wrong one.
You go through all of that
strikes!
trouble to avoid Bowser.
This could be either great or really bad for everyone. So if you get Bowser Revolution, if it's on there, Bowser Revolution is there. Bowser Shuffle is there. Bowser Revolution! Oh my god, that was so... If that happened, everything that happened to this point prior basically meant nothing. But instead, we're going to give up some coins to Bowser.
You know how I said I usually play Mario Party just going for happening spaces? Back when I would play any game that had chance time, that was my #1 goal. If I did not get chance time every time I rolled, it was a failure for me. So I want Bowser Revolution more than anything.
Fortunately
Not enough coins.
Yeah, that's the worst part, right? I mean, Nintendo Fangirl had such a strong start and even had the prediction going into the second half of the game, getting the warp block, that everything was going to go her way. But now, for the first time, finally, we're going to see a versus space.
So not only are we going to have some extra coins on the line for people to walk away with this here, but also, we guarantee that we have a 2v2 that happens after this round. We haven't seen that yet. So how many coins are going to be put on the line? It's going to be 10 from each person. This could make a big difference going into the final rounds of this match.
Abdallah's the one person that's really the most unaffected by this because he has so many coins in the first place. But for somebody like NFG, for somebody like Frisk, very running low on coins, the next time you roll up to the star, it could be big.
All right, do you get lucky here, Lyric? Who picks the right routes? Most of them will actually...
Ooh, look at Frisk, though, doubling back, saying, you know what? Everybody's going red. Let me go blue. Let's see the creativity here. But honestly, it's so hard to tell. It looks like Xenogami and Nintendo Fangirl are up here as Abdallah just
cast the cursing
right
immediately.
behind.
Xenogami fell right away. As soon as you pointed it out, Yoshi fell. Frisk taking that last-second choice to switch over on the route. It seemed like it was an okay idea until we saw the extreme zigzag that happened.
Yeah, then it was just kind of over before it really even began. And Abdallah coming out on top again. He didn't even really need the help. Now here he has 77 coins.
If I am Frisk at this point, I'm trying to make it a bad time for everyone else. Because we have currently 0 stars, 0 coins. I am hunting for every chance time space I can find in these next few rounds.
I was just about to say that, Ajax. At this point, you're that far down. You've got to find a way to make things happen. We are seeing our first 2v2 game happening right here. Is going to be Frisk and Xenogami versus Nintendo Fangirl and Abdallah, who actually teamed up earlier in Splatoon 2. So we'll see if team can carry over.
They were like the duo during the Splatoon. Yeah. That's a really good point. Now, it's all about that button mashing right now. This is a very even game right now.
Yeah, it's got a lot closer all of a sudden. We see we're getting close to the final steps momentarily. It's a battle between Xenogami and Nintendo Fangirl. We're basically at the same exact position. Oh no, big miss!
That's super big too. It's gonna be Frisk going over to one side. Xenogami recognizing where the time to jump was. Frisk and Xenogami so close to go far ahead. This is a huge thing for blue team to make up.
Great jump on Frisk as well to get over there. They have a big lead right now. Gotta go ahead and switch back over. It's on Xenogami. Did not screw up here. Xenogami's gonna get on safely. We have 2 each, and now do they guess correctly?
I like the strat that the team on the left had to just kind of mash both of them at the same time, make it really just swing around quick. You do have to see once again, team on the right, Abdallah and NFG just not able to make it up in time. They had spent so much time here coming back. Now it's all about Mash and Eleanor on the left. Get that balloon going!
Were they paying attention to where they needed to go? Doesn't seem like it was, and that's going to be a free W. They're going to escape from Bowser's Castle, and that's going to give a few extra coins to Xenogami. That does give a W finally to Frisk, who's been hunting for one of late. Again, I'm still hunting for any Bowser spaces or any chance times to try and get back in. Still comfortable lead for Abdallah.
Yeah, that Abdallah jump off the stage made it all possible for Xenogami and Frisk here. As Abdallah's still in the lead though, 77 coins, that's so many. I mean, we got 3 turns left. It's time for some chaos to start happening, guys.
Well, it's mushroom time. We see that previous turn bumping that 5 all the way up to a 10. So let's get moving. And your 10 coins that you just earned are going into the flower lottery. Now remember what I said.
This can make a big difference because we're already looking at the coin star as well going towards Abdallah.
Yeah.
You can't fall too far behind here. Did you pick correctly?
What do we got?
And you did not. That's back-to-back times where the second choice has been a visit over to Bowser. Yoshi very sad about that and is going to have a chat with them after all. That is not the cake we wanted. That's 20 coins that are going to be given to Bowser.
That's all. That's all of them. Losing it all on one turn. I don't know why I went Australian there for a second. Losing it all in one turn, that's rough, buddy.
Another versus space too. Yeah, another versus space. So honestly, it seems like Abdallah is just the coin master this game with everybody else barely breaching 10, if 20 at that. It is gonna be 20 coins though, Ajax. This one's gotta be hurting.
If Abdallah loses this game, all of a sudden things change heavily. And if anybody paid attention to where Zenigami was, if Zenigami gets a 1 next round, that's a chance space. That can change everything if that's where he lands.
All right, well, final countdown means you got to get spaces that will stick around and wait.
It's kicked her in the back of the head. That's not nice, man. Oh, and that's gonna send Zenigami out of here.
Got Nintendo fangirl playing super aggressive on this one, and it won't work out in her favor. Saying, you know what, let me just chill in the bottom left corner. I know exactly how this game works.
She's a savage.
Abdallah, boom.
That is a precursor to the Smash event happening if you had ever asked one. That was impenetrable defense, stayed back, slapped him right off multiple times. Nintendo fangirl gets another W, and that gets her that much closer because look at how many she got out of that. She got 35 coins out of that.
And now it will go over to Frisk, who does not have a single coin to her name. I mean, nothing yet, so you got to get something going here. Don't know how much the items are going to help unless the custom dice block can put you on exactly the right space you need.
I don't know, yo, I didn't see where Frisk was looking for. And it looks like Frisk's just gonna go with the 10 to try and get that much closer to a finishing star.
Okay, and you know what? Gets 10 coins for the trouble as well. Let's see what space she's going to land on. It will be the lucky space. All right, so we're able to bring this back just a little bit. You get 20 coins here, we're chilling, but unfortunately, we'll just be the triple dice.
Triple dice not bad, though, because imagine a scenario in which she's able to win the next minigame, get a bunch of coins, and then perhaps on the next turn,
I think,
oh my goodness.
And there's still 3 turns left. That just helped Nintendo fangirl so much switching to that side, because now with that 9-2, she's 1 turn away from getting 2 stars and another lucky space.
My God, if there's a star for getting lucky spaces, bro.
Kimona, you were talking about gaming earlier. Nintendo fangirls officially gaming.
G-A-M-E-I-N-G.
All right, wait a minute. If he steals this away from Nintendo fangirl,
no shot.
This pretty much wraps it up.
No shot.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's a downgrade, isn't it?
That is a downgrade.
That's a downgrade, isn't it?
Just a little bit, right there.
It did just go backwards. You have to play the flower lottery again.
And yet, wait. Does he have enough to make? Oh, this one only drops you down. If that was, I forgot, if that was a plant space, he could have spent 50 coins to steal a star and just steal the star away from the Nintendo fangirl, but it was not that one. That's the one to push you down. And we're going to get tread carefully here. Once again, a battle royale, another 4-player minigame, and also, where did they get these tanks?
See Mario sitting in the tank as it like pans around him.
Already, Abdallah out of there, though.
Abdallah, don't put your hand in the air acting like what's happening, man. They jumped you for a reason. You're way in the lead.
Gaming!
Why is
gaming?
She really waited for she was like, all right, yeah, I'll take the dip to give my other opponents a chance, and then said, hey, guess what? By the way, Nintendo fangirl is the name.
Yeah, just to make this clear, I'm pretty sure of these last few wins, Nintendo fangirl might have actually taken the lead in the minigame star. I think there's a chance.
I think it's close. I think it is definitely close. Zenigami finally out of Bowser Land, but still only at 13 coins. All right, could be a really big moment here. Triple dice.
Triple 10, unfortunate for Frisks.
Okay.
Gets one at the end, though.
We are moving, getting those 10 coins, too, so you've got enough to get the star next turn, but like you said, man, you know,
Another lucky space. Remember, each individual space has their own bonus star attached to it. So there is a world where, I don't know who has the most lucky spaces. I'm pretty sure I think it's Nintendo Fangirl. But she's starting to get it. That might guarantee she gets herself a star finally on turn 9.
This is literally exactly where she was before that last warp block got used. Just spent the whole turn resetting it. Double dice, though, right here. That is going to be NFG getting a second star.
No way.
Okay. I was about to say, if I jinx that.
That's true. I mean, I was talking about this a little bit earlier, right? You want to make sure you conserve your resources. I mean, the rolls aren't always guaranteed unless you have that specific one, but it will be Nintendo Fangirl going up with 2 stars on turn 8 out of 10. We are potentially so close to a chance time. I'm really hoping for one.
I think this 100% comes down to the wire with the bonus stars at the end. Like, so far, we know for sure that Abdallah's definitely got the happening star. We also know there's a good chance that Abdallah might be in the lead for the bonus star for minigames. But well, there it is again. If we never needed to question it, that guarantees it. Not going to bother to waste any coins again. Everybody's too far away for a potential attempt at a steal. It's not worth wasting your coins at that time.
I wanted to see Abdallah on the 1v3 so bad. I wanted to see just everybody like huddle up and be like, okay, guys, what are we going to do?
Well, right now, the game is tackle each other out of the way. With the stun, you know, that's honestly a smart tactic, too. You let everybody else kind of rush in first, and then you go. Wait for everybody else to get their like pile up. Here's Nintendo Fangirl and Abdallah once again going at it. This is basically the battle of first and second, the way this has been going.
The both of them are prioritizing going to the center's like ring as well because it's technically shorter, right? When you take the outer ring, you actually take a little bit longer here. But it's really just Abdallah and Nintendo Fangirl right now. Nintendo Fangirl will get first here. Abdallah will get second, Frisk in third, and Zenigami in fourth right now. Both of them still just trying to make it through. As Zenigami getting a little bit longer strides as Frisk playing a little bit more aggressive.
Frisk was doing her best. Up there trying to get in the way. But I honestly don't think that anybody wins the bonus minigame star anymore now past Nintendo Fangirl. I'm pretty sure that like locks it in.
This is getting down to the wire. Like, this actually could just be decided on bonus stars alone.
Yeah. And remember, they're at random, so we don't know which ones will definitely show up. Well,
all right, well, not enough to get a second star.
I see the way my bank account is set up. See, like, I didn't have enough money. Can I come back to you? Can I get a loan for the star, please? Like,
can I pay off this pizza in installments?
Triple dice on Frisk here. Let's see if she's going to be able to even make it there, and she will.
Oh, yes, she
19 to
will.
13. It was getting a little bit close, though.
I'm kind of worried. I think she lands on the Bowser's face.
Oh no!
We're gonna. I think she's okay, but Frisk finally gets a star. Finally joins the rest of the party. If we could get an applause just for that, Frisk has been suffering this whole time, trying to get themselves at least one. Okay,
so
it's a little far away. I was worried.
Hey.
No way! No way! No shot! No shot! Hold!
Oh my god! That could have flipped everything upside down,
including the table when Abdallah flips it over. It's like, you gotta be kidding me!
The $5,000 happening.
We're taking that slide
right back down.
Abdallah though now.
Mario.
9 out of 10 turns. Gets the 10 though, so not bad here. Let's see what we're gonna be able to get. We got another.
That makes a difference, by the way.
Yeah.
Because now Abdallah is within striking range to get that star.
Yeah.
So
5 spaces away, I think.
That's not that bad.
50-50 shot next time. Not bad.
Tipsy Tourney is going to be the option. Who's able to finish the picture first? This will kind of determine who is the final picture that we get to take on that stage, maybe. But so far, pretty good start actually for Frisk.
Yeah, Frisk is getting a really nice like run here so far. 1 square left, but it will be Abdallah that does finish first. Nintendo Fangirl and Zenigami's. It's going to be Zenigami and Nintendo Fangirl losing her first minigame in quite some time.
I mean, yeah, literally she's been in the hunt to not only win them, but at least being in second place. But Abdallah just with the efficiency right there.
I love the banter between everybody. This is the final turn of not only the Mario Party match, but the final turn of Stream Stars to determine who will get that championship trophy at the end of the day.
Don't pick Oblong. Right now I'm feeling Oblong is dangerous.
Let's go ahead and ask Vanessa to go ahead and kind of mess with them and see if we can get them distracted on this final round.
Any input?
So, with a pestering round in mind, I'm going to ask about the ice skating skills we just saw. Were there figure skating lessons in your past?
I cannot skate for my life, so no. Absolutely.
No skating lessons for you, but you managed to get your hands on a star. You feel like you're, coming from behind, you got your star going?
You know, I got so excited. I was like, yay, I finally have a star. I was actually surprised with that gold block because I feel like if it was a star, it would have changed the game entirely. So.
All right, I still have to pester you two. Okay, it's not you happening this time. How are you getting all of the events, though?
All I gotta do is roll a 6. That's it. Don't talk about anything else. That's it.
All right, so what is he gonna roll a 6? No, you're not gonna let him, right?
It's gonna be an 8. I'm calling 8. Come on. Come on, Abdallah.
I don't want
All right. We got intense here. What's it gonna be? Still rolling. You need the 6. Is it gonna be? Casters are calling for a 3 in my ear right now. Oh no, that one is saying 5. 4. All right, well, with that action on stage, we'll send it back up to the commentators. Thanks, everyone.
I like how we somehow manifested that. You said 5, I said 3, and then you immediately got it in the middle.
Yeah, and now Lyric, it's the coin collecting game at the end. A little bit of a passive joyride with everyone, a little peaceful time in our future, but it's going to come down to those bonus mini stars.
I'm glad that the final game is a little bit peaceful after that, right? It's just coming down to everybody collecting their coins, what they need. See, Nintendo Fangirl's driving skills has been fantastic so far, not leaving a lot of coins for the people riding on the back here. But here we go. I mean, we know how many coins each competitor got. 23 to 6 is a little bit rough, but now we're about to see who's going to win it all.
That might be a precursor to Money in the Bank because it might be NFG who gets the W. It is now time to throw it to the most important casters in this, Toad and Koopa.
The first bonus is
Shopping bonus. Wait, Frisk bought a lot of items.
That is true.
Wow,
everybody was even on that. Hey, you get a star. You get a star. You get a star.
Everybody gets a star.
So now it's down to 2. This actually makes a big difference because there's only 2 potential chances. The unlucky bonus.
Unlucky.
Wait, does this go to Frisk?
That's only one person landed on a red space, right?
No, Frisk landed on multiple. Oh, it was actually Zinigami who gets the unlucky star. So that puts Zinigami back in the race. Abdallah is stressed out. Like,
here we go. It all comes down to this.
Oh, it was only the 2.
It was only the 2. So Frisk is out, Abdallah is out. We are crowning a new Stream Stars champion here at PAX East. Let's figure it out who.
The final 2 are left. Determines it's gonna be Nintendo Fangirl, who is your 2023 Stream Stars champion. You could not have asked for a better storyline, being the Nintendo Fangirl herself, getting the W. It wasn't Bowser, it wasn't Abdallah, it was NFG.
That is so awesome to see a new champion crowned, and she fought like an animal in every single game. And to make it all the way here, that is a big moment. Nintendo Fangirl, congratulations. We love to see it.
We love the hug from Abdallah as well, passing on his title. The hugs all around. Once again, all of these people are content creators. They all made some really great content today.
Yeah, the content after this is how I lost to R&D in my championship title.
How a gold block cost me $5,000.
Let's go ahead and throw it over to Vanessa so we can hear from the champion herself.
Yes, well, so exciting. Oh my gosh, right there, down to the wire at the end, but aptly named Nintendo Fangirl. How did you do it?
I don't know. I play a lot of Nintendo games, and I thought it would be really embarrassing if I lost today. So I think the drive to not be embarrassed really helped.
Oh, there's the secret for everybody out there wanting to go pro. The goal's not winning. The goal's just not being embarrassed, right? Okay, so for the games that we played today, which ones, tell us how much time you have in each of them.
So Splatoon 3, I have a couple hundred hours in. I play a lot of Splatoon. Mario Party Superstars, I also have at least 100 hours in. I play a lot of Mario Party. The big scary one for me was Kirby's Dream Buffet, which I've only played maybe 10 hours in, but I play a lot of Nintendo games. It's in my name for a reason.
Do you have a Smash main character, or were you just kind of picking what you felt?
I don't really have a main character. I play around, but Banjo-Kazooie is my favorite to play with just because he's cute. I love Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay, so cute. So we've got don't be embarrassed and pick the cute characters. What other sneaky tips do you have for winning?
Just play a lot. Go buy Nintendo games. Go play Nintendo games. That's all there is to it, apparently, and some luck, which Abdallah's not happy about. Sorry, Abdallah.
You seem really sorry, right? Doesn't she? She's so sad right now, yeah?
I'm just so excited I get a trophy.
You do get a trophy now. What a nice segue that is. It's almost like she's, gonna take my job. Okay, so first we're gonna give everybody our other wonderful stream stars. They get medals as well for their incredible gameplay today. All right, so if production wanted to tell me who to give a medal to first, that would be awesome. Okay, I think we are starting down here. I did not hear that first name. I'm gonna ask for it one more time. Okay. Okay, so Ash, Bowser, Zelda, and Super Danny. We have medals somewhere for you. You are all tied for 5th place. And I believe there are medals which will, come out. Here we go, magical production people. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's get these medals around your neck. I don't need that. Congratulations. Gotta get that around the wonderful hair. Can't mess with that. Bowser, I think you did excellent. First time out here. Alex. Yes, commentators are calling you their Splatoon goat.
I know. They're talking.
And I'm appreciating the pink wave that you gave us. And would you like to medal yourself? There you go. Thank you very much. All right, and Frisk. Oh, you already have the medal. That's what I was looking around for. I was like, where'd the medal go? Congratulations on your 4th place. Abdallah,
Hi.
an era had to come to an end.
It did. It was a very unlucky end, but it was great competition all around. Welcome to Mario Party, right? As I always say, you just get the worst luck sometimes. But hey, it was a great time playing through all these different fun titles from Nintendo, and I just can't wait to compete again.
Well, worst luck, but best friendships made here, Zenigami. 2nd place, you get a medal, you get a new friend.
Look, Abdallah and I, we're great, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than be good.
And there's your 3rd piece of advice. What was it? Embarrassment, cute, and lucky. There we go. All right, and let's bring you up here for our trophy presentation. Miss Nintendo Fangirl, look at this giant silver cup you have to present. Congratulations on winning Stream Star.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Luck. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Nintendo.
And of course, thank you to DoorDash and to HP for, helping with the stage and everything. And thank you, everyone, to our wonderful audience. PAX Arena is so much fun to have you out there supporting our streamers. We are going to head to a break before we go to our next round of video games. Thank you, Stream Stars. So excited to have you here. Congratulations once again. We'll head to a break. We'll be back soon.